Oh, welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
And it's Friday night. Wait.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
It's Friday somewhere.
I know.
So,
that was yesterday.
Yeah. It's Saturday night.
You know, for having Fridays off, I swear to God, they go by so fast still.
They do. Yeah, 3-day weekends aren't any different than 2-day weekends.
They're not.
Just an extra day.
It's like, fuck.
Days go by so fast.
And I always just feel so busy on my Fridays off. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit, play some video games. I'm going to do all this cool stuff. I'm like, I went to go change the oil in my car at McCurley. And then, I don't know what else I did. I fucking cleaned up probably the house. I took Alicia some roses. Oh, fucking rose cut the fuck out of me on my hand.
Ouch.
I hurt myself.
You just grabbed the rose?
Well, because I went to Fred Meyer's. I got like roses and I got like I think they're like daisies. They were like orangish. And usually I'm like at Yolks, I'm like, hey, can you guys bundle these if I'm going to do something different? Mm-hmm. And, but they at Fred Meyer's, they were like, she looks at me and I'm like, if not, that's fine. She's like, yeah, well, we're not really like a floral department per se. I'm like, okay.
This is a nice way to say, go fuck yourself. I'm not going to do anything for you with your flowers.
No, you can fucking shove them flowers up your ass.
You can shove them up your ass for you.
My man got me flowers. Fuck you.
That'd be pretty funny.
Oh my god, damn, lady.
I can bundle them up your bumhole for you. Okay.
Fucking bitch.
Right. A little no would be fine, but
oh my god.
I get it.
And then I made this I made dinner because we're not home. Mm-hmm. Like during the week, it's like I get home, I go to the gym, or now it's JJ's practices.
Yeah.
So I don't really get a chance to make dinner like I used to. And so like Fridays, I'm like, okay, I'll make dinner. Usually it was like, okay, I'll order some pizza. It's always pizza night.
Yeah.
And then so I made a cheeseburger casserole. Came out pretty good.
Did you miss cooking? Like, do you enjoy cooking?
I enjoy
Is
cooking.
that something that you like to do?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I think the kids sometimes miss having like dinner. Like
dinner.
Because it's usually like, get whatever.
Yeah.
You want soup again? Go ahead. Have that sodium.
I gotcha. Yeah. Sodium's good for the little body.
Yeah. I mean,
what did sodium ever do to anybody? Yeah, you don't have sodium, you don't have electrolytes. Think about that.
Hey.
You dry out.
It's true.
But if you have too much sodium, you dry out.
You die.
So wild.
You get high cholesterol or something, right?
Yeah, you do. You
I don't know. I'm not
high blood pressure.
Yeah,
High blood pressure.
That's it.
Yeah. It's not good. Not a good thing.
So does drinking, I guess.
No, that's bull.
Cheers
that's
to that.
Lie. Yeah, it's Saturday night, so we're having some drinks together.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, so we decided let's let loose. Let's hang out with our friends a little different tonight. So we're just having a good time. We went to X Golf.
That was cool.
Which, there's like a billion of these places. They're not all called X Golf, but it's an indoor golf place.
Yeah.
It was really cool. You could spend a crap ton of money there if you weren't careful. But
it was, at least it was like, did I see it was this much? And I was like, well, yeah. She's like, Jesus, you fucking had to order food, all this food. I'm like, it's just, it is what it is.
If you were to go to a golf course, like we had talked about, like that, you'd pay the same.
You would.
I don't think we overspent, but
no.
It's not cheap. But
well, I mean, if you're ordering drinks and like, because we had a couple drinks, and then obviously my fat ass loves to eat, so I got like chicken wings and like chips and dip.
Yeah, but it's like finger foods,
Yeah.
It's not like a meal. It's like you got like a lobster tail and steak.
Do they got lobster?
You
Get a lobster.
I want to go to Red Lobster now. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
It was cool.
We played Pebble Beach.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We
played like a true golfer, real shitty.
Yeah, it was fun. I would like hit one, be like, it's got to be a pretty good round, and then hit another one like, oh shit! I'm out in the middle of the ocean. One of mine, the ball rolled all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. I was like, that's pretty impressive.
Mariana Trench.
Yeah, 2 million yards. Wow.
I know.
Like, okay. One time I landed on a rock and it was like, you're in the sand trap. Oh, okay.
I know.
That's cool.
We're idiots and like, I can hit out of this.
Try. Well, you got to figure out how the computer works. Like in a real golf course, it's like beep. You just throw it a little bit.
Which you could have done.
But yeah.
I should have done that on one of them.
But that's all right.
It's fun, though. It's pretty, like, surprisingly, it was very true to, like, at least how I golf, which is not that great.
Yeah, it's like, it felt pretty accurate.
Yeah, I agree.
It was fun. I mean.
It was, yeah. I wonder how accurate it is, though, with some of them swings.
I'm sure there's like some variability.
Because I drive way further than what it was saying.
This is bullshit. I'm a dead ace.
I'm at least 350.
Yeah,
I need to see how Bucket does on that. I wonder if Bucket's ever done indoor
Oh,
golf.
down there, I'm sure he has. Don't they have the Tiger Woods one down there?
It's in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
It's a mini course.
Yeah, they call it like sex golf or something like that.
What?
I'm just joking.
Club golf.
He used to have fun down there.
Fuck.
Las Vegas. So
after he got busted, he kind of went downhill after that, though.
Yeah.
So he'd probably need that booty to get going.
Yeah, man. He's had some rough times, but
I bet he was having some rough times. Golf, it was cool. It was I would do it again.
I would. The summer they have like, well, I don't know if we're supposed to mention anything yet, but anyway,
the summer league.
Cool times. There's a summer league thing coming up that I was like, bad idea.
I think that would be cool. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about it. I was like,
Well, I was like telling Blocker because I was thinking about buying a membership to one of our places around here because I'm like, I'll be off for the summer.
Yeah.
I was like, indoors, and like,
Yeah.
the weather, like it's all climate controlled.
Fuck yeah. No wind.
No wind.
Bring your own beer.
I did think it was gonna be funny if it's like synthetic wind in the game.
Oh yeah.
If they like blew a fan on you or something, so you felt like it, that would have been kind of funny.
Cold and wet.
The other thing that we were talking about that I could not get out of my head that made me laugh so hard is I really wish they had fans on the sides watching. So if you hit them, they can do close shots showing their eyes rolling around. I thought that'd be very funny. I was kind of cracking myself up over that alone in the corner for a while. Like, why is he laughing so hard? Oh, it's hard to explain.
They were pretty nice there.
They were cool, yeah.
I don't know. Were they overly nice? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they were good. I think they were
good hosts.
I think they struck a good balance. Just making sure that we were comfortable. And
no, because that one guy kept just popping up. All of a sudden, he just
blink.
Hello,
pops out of the hole. Blink. Hey. No, this is cool. Yeah. That place had everything. They had a pool table area in the back. Like this kid kept running by every 2 seconds to get more money from his parents, I guess. So, kid friendly.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, it would be cool to take the kids once, but like, I don't know if I'd want to take the kids a lot.
It's a lot of money for them to just not do well, I'm bored. Like, well, it's $80, so you better enjoy it.
Get on board fast. Here comes little mama. No, our daughter's coming.
Hey, kiddo.
Our daughter. It always sounds like we're together.
Gosh, I call him Big Daddy.
It's Daddy Bear.
No, we are. For those of you that just tuned in, we are 2 men and a gay couple. No. He's the bio dad and I am the stepdad, and it works quite well.
So, speaking of that, I was at Orange Theory. I'm there almost every day.
For those of you who don't know, Orange Theory is a gym.
Yep. And it's a nice little community. I feel like.
I've never gone to a gym this much.
Yeah.
My gym at home, I got pretty good at using, but an actual gym you have to get in the car and drive to. Never have I been this happy with the place.
No, I have never either.
So,
I used to go to Life Quest, which locally it's a gym.
Sounds
over in
like
Pasco.
a church.
Yeah, Life Quest.
Sounds like a church.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you're gonna work out on your knees for fucking Jesus.
Right. I'm fucking got the tambourine.
Yeah.
Why is that always a church instrument? The tambourine.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
That one. And then the thing with church music, to me, all of it sounds so similar.
It's all the same.
It all has the same like tone and tunes to it. Anyway, Life Quest. I used to go to this gym.
Gyms.
I went there, pretty often. This is back when I was single and stuff. But even then, I wouldn't go as much as I do now.
Yeah, right.
But so I was there, and one of the coaches, he started listening to the podcast. Mark, shout out to Mark if he listens.
Yeah,
still.
Shout out to Mark.
But
he just told me yesterday. I saw him. Friday after work, and he was like, he came up, gave me like a fist bump. He's like, man, I've been listening to the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty shitty. No, he was very nice.
He was like, it's
nice.
just like bros talking.
That's what he said. He told Blanca, he's like, you're not missing anything. It's just guys talking.
yeah, it sounds like Mark.
To
give him the wink.
Yeah.
But
So
there's there's another, there's a lady that goes there, and she's also a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And she goes, oh my God, you guys are so funny.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Because, I'll post like little shorts.
Sure.
And so she follows us on
we
Instagram.
Are hysterical.
We're pretty fun. And
We're pretty funny.
then I kind of like told her who we are, right? I told her that I go, actually,
we're gay lovers.
We're gay lovers.
No, we're not.
In a crazy,
we're not. Look,
crazy triangle
with it.
Well, it wouldn't be a triangle though. It'd be like a square.
Quadruple. We're a square, pretty much. Yeah.
It's four. It's a square.
And we are the squares.
But no. Well, I go on to explain to her about what we do, like who we are, and like how we're just we became friends through the ex-wife, and like just we all get along really well. Yeah. And the funny thing is, anytime I ever explain the way we all work together and how we all get along really well, we went to X golf together and hung out.
We did. Yeah, those of you that weren't listening 3 minutes ago,
like literally,
you gotta get this. We went to X golf. It was great.
Did you hear?
I don't know if you realize this, but no, it was so. But yeah, you're right.
Oh, you know what was crazy? Earlier, we went to X golf. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But like, I sometimes I'll explain stuff, and I'm thinking, and always in my head, I'm thinking, they probably think we're swingers, right? Like I always think that.
Right, yeah.
But when I explained to her, like, no, me and him, we became friends through hiking and this and that and the other. She's like, everyone's reaction is always, "Oh, that is so cool.
That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
It's hard for people to do that." And
I could never.
She's like, "I do declare."
People usually are like, "I could never do that."
Yeah. That's
you got to be a fucking queer to do that. I'm like, no, come on.
That's
got to be nice.
And it's funny because that's like not the queer part, but that's the reaction I always get about like, oh, I can't do that. That's crazy. Or it's the other part where it's like, that's really cool. Like that you guys can make that
No, usually
happen.
people, like in all honesty, people are usually very happy to hear it. It's like, wow, that's great. We need more of that. And that's kind of why we do this is, we do need more of that. We need more guys to see, hey, it's possible.
Yep.
And, so, by the way, I'm making a lot of gay jokes. I'm pro-gay. I think gay's great. So don't think that I'm being mean. I'm just kidding around.
Gays. But I got to cover this. This is not sponsored by Crown Royal.
But it could be.
But you know what?
Putting it out there, Crown.
Speaking of Crown Royal, this is a blackberry. Never had it before. I've actually had this for a couple weeks. Surprise, surprise. My drunk ass didn't drink it.
It's
I've been waiting for an opportunity.
Is Crown Royal Canadian?
It is.
Because I'm going to be real pissed when that price goes up.
It is Canadian.
That sucks. Okay.
But I don't know. I think that stuff's going to end up getting squashed or something.
I hope.
Just because.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm not getting into politics.
I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't want my liquor to be more expensive. That's all I'm saying. I just want Can you just exempt Canadian Club and Crown Royal? That's all I'm asking. Just please.
Because I like whiskey, and I seem to be more of a Canadian whiskey guy.
Me too. I'm not like a Kentucky bourbon.
No.
I want to buy the Kirkland. Kirkland's got a Scotch.
Okay.
I want to try it, but even Scotch, I feel like is kind of that bourbon-y kind of. I don't know. This stuff is so smooth, man.
Like
so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Canadian whiskey I really like, and then I think it's maybe an Irish whiskey or Scottish whiskey. I don't know which one it is. Who does Maker's Mark? That's probably fucking like Kentucky bourbon.
That's American. Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be
Jameson.
American.
I like Jameson.
Jameson's not bad. Yeah,
I think that's Irish.
Let me look up
that's Irish.
Maker's Mark here.
Maker's Mark I like. There's this other one that I got, but it's expensive. Gallivant.
Gallivant?
Gallivant or Gallivant or...
Because I know Gallivant, isn't that like running around?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gallivanting in the countryside, you know? Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? Why he's doing that? A few weeks ago, and I don't know what made me think of this. This has
Kentucky Straight.
Oh, that Maker's Mark's good though.
Yeah,
I like that.
It
I
is.
like that stuff.
It is.
When I'd go out of town, sometimes I would drink that. I would have that. I would just drink it in my room all alone.
I would just buy a fifth of it and drink it alone in my room.
I didn't own Whitey Tidies, but something about it just made me want to wear them.
I would go to Walmart and buy a pack of Tidy Whities.
Just wear them in my room
while I drank and dribbled on myself in my bed.
So sad.
In the crappiest hotel I could find.
The
motel,
La Quinta.
Usually. The La Quinta.
I know.
La Quinta by the airport.
My buddy Nick, he just texted me the other day. He's like, hey, because I always took my PlayStation there, and so he was asking me about like, hey, what do I need for that? And I was like, well, usually it's just I just need the HDMI of that. Other than that, you don't need anything special, really.
He was going to take his on the road.
Yeah, he's going to take his.
Nice,
because he's going to Oregon because of work stuff. Because they're still doing a phone project over there.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to do some things there. Not necessarily putting the new phones in, but they're like scoping out what they need to do.
Okay.
I was like, hey man, I'll come with you.
Yeah, right.
I that's part of the job that I do miss.
The traveling.
The traveling sometimes.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
And then just kind of interacting with everyone. That's a part I always missed.
Sure.
Like my new job, I'm slowly getting into at least interacting with people.
But you got to get to know everybody where you like know who they are and enjoy.
They always say the Hanford way is slow, and you know what?
I'm not a lie.
It's very slow.
This is crucial. We have to get this done. All right, I'll work on it. Slow it down. It'll be like 9 months.
Whoa. Yeah. But everyone's so cool.
That's
like
cool.
I can see why people
want to work there.
Yeah, I can see why you get people that have been there 20 years, 30.
Sure.
One of the liaisons, she's does what I do. 40 years. I was 4 years old when she
Shouldn't she retire? Like, how old are you?
Fuck, I don't know. She doesn't look old. She like
60.
She's probably 60.
So she could have started early
she's
20s. That's not bad.
But she's like I think she's Hispanic and white or something. But she, Hispanics,
aged well.
Black people, we all age real well, I feel like.
Nice. Thanks for throwing that out there.
You see
what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Yeah, I've been asked 3 times if I want the senior citizen discount.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. You saying 3 times threw me off. I only knew the
look
once.
55?
You don't.
I mean, I know my hair is going a little white. It's the stress of life.
You don't look 55.
People
like I'm trying to
better be nice. You better tell me I don't look 55.
You don't look 55.
Jesus, that fucker's younger than 55?
You look 53.
Thank you. Yeah. Closer to the real truth.
So when did you get?
Every time it's when I go to certain thrift stores. And one gal goes, I have to ask. I'm not checking you out. She's looking me up and down. She's like, I'm not trying to be creepy. I gotta ask. You 55? I'm like, no. And that's actually worse that you had to look me over that much. And still you're like, you might be 55. She looked me over hard. And then she's like, it's tilting towards 55 and up. I'm just like,
how young was she?
She's old. I mean, she's older than me.
Oh, stupid
girl was at least 55.
She was your age?
No.
She's
28. Age. She's lived a rough life. No, it's, it was pretty interesting.
That's crazy. When did the other times happen?
At the same place, just different
times. Same lady?
There. No, I don't think so.
She had dementia. She forgot.
Yeah, maybe we both
She has onset.
Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know. It was shocking. I was just like, I'm not ready for that. I'm barely out of the realm of getting carded, and I go right to 55 and up.
The crazy thing is I'm closer to 55 than this guy.
I think most people would look at us and be like, yeah, I would have gone with him.
I'm 10 years from 55. Bro, that's sad.
So I'm 39.
I'm 44. I
wonder what people would guess my age would be.
I would
What would you honestly guess? If
Honestly,
you look at me, be nice.
I would say late 30s, 40s.
Let's see.
You look your age to me.
Thank you.
You don't
Thank
look old.
I don't look like I'm fucking 55.
Like so when we do this podcast, we have a laptop over here, and so a lot of times you'll see me looking, and I'm looking at us.
I am too,
and so I'm looking at Tom,
or I'm looking at a screen of lots of little.
and then we have our camera obviously here, and then we have
we have another screen if you need it.
A flooded town or something over here. But no, I don't see it. I don't see it. You know what? Shave your beard. Just keep the mustache.
I can't do that.
That'd be so weird. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, my chin is not one for a unshaven man.
You know,
I wish.
There's the catfish thing, right? That you always people are like, oh, I got catfish.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll see, and I've seen these makeup videos. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Girl looks busted. She look old, nasty.
Her teeth are falling out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. There's one where she is missing her teeth.
Wow.
And so she'll put those bitches in, and then she'll do her makeup. Dude, and she looks beautiful. Right?
Is it all
Super
angles
pretty.
that someone can change the way they look, or just one angle?
You're looking at the camera, she's doing her makeup.
Then she turns. And
her teeth are missing. She's like, and I don't know why. Teeth missing is just the weirdest thing.
It is.
Right?
What happened to your face?
Like they just sunks in. Like
and I'm not making fun. You lose
your teeth.
Life. I get that, but because I know you lose bone, right? When your teeth are really, really bad, your bone erodes.
I'm guessing,
but
but it all sounds. It's like there's a vacuum inside your head that's sucking it
from your mouth. From your mouth, it's like a black hole. Your whole face is just sucking into it.
Yeah, but so she'll actually do the whole video, right? Mm-hmm. And she has like tattoos on her face and stuff. And she's to me not very attractive, right?
Okay, not your type.
Not my type.
Face tattoos and no teeth.
Even if even with the face tattoos, whatever. If she didn't have face tattoos, she's just not my type, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I've seen girls with tattoos that have face tattoos, and
they're very beautiful.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah.
She'll do her whole makeup routine, then she throws her teeth back in. Bruh.
Is that the last step?
That is always.
Teeth is the last. Like always. I don't want to get makeup on my teeth.
Well, no, because you could look good, but then if you don't got teeth, it looks weird, right?
Well, of course.
Your face is sucked in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, again, black
hole's in there.
Center of your face.
Anyway, she'll do all that, and then all of a sudden she just looks amazing.
That's wild.
And so for me, that's like the catfish thing, right? Like,
that's
so say you meet this girl. Yeah, you meet this girl at a club or at the bar, wherever, the laundromat, wherever you're fucking meeting her, and she looks gorgeous, right?
Like, man,
she's washing her clothes because there's so much makeup on it because she wears so much makeup.
You're a clean girl.
And then all of a sudden,
you lived a clean Christian life.
Say you guys go home.
You take her home.
You clap the cheeks, right? And then you wake up.
You got AIDS and herpes. I mean,
her teeth are in a cup
in a glass with Alka-Seltzer, and you've got a massive headache.
You see. Like, would that freak you out?
You wake up next to grandma?
No, let me look, honestly. Yeah. So, say you take this girl home, right? Uh-huh. You guys do whatever. And then you wake up the next morning. Say you drink a little, right?
Sure.
You wake up the next morning, all of a sudden you see, like, tattoos on her face. Would you think what the fuck happened?
This is a hoodwink.
Like, what just happened? Did you guys switch bodies?
Right.
Because that's what it looks like to me.
I'd be like, okay, I came home with the girl, and then the roommate came in here or something.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
what if she's like Superman? Like she jumps into the closet for 2 seconds and comes out and she just looks different. Like she wiped all the stuff off. You're like, whoa, what happened?
Put that makeup back on, please.
Like, all right, 3 hours from now, you got it, buddy. You know, it comes off a lot faster than it goes on.
But
but
the male equivalent, I feel like, to that is a guy like myself. If like with a beard, I feel like I don't find myself like hot or anything, but I find myself like handsome sometimes. I'm confident in myself.
Yeah.
But without a beard, I'm that girl, right? Wow. My teeth are missing. I'm ugly. Like when I don't have a beard, not the same.
Yeah.
But when I have the beard, it's like, oh, if I took the beard away, ugh.
I don't know how I look. I know every photo I'm ever in. I hate the way I look. I think beard or no beard.
No.
Yeah,
So you're a handsome guy. It'd be weird to see you without a beard because I have seen you without a beard
years ago.
You look like your brother.
I used to always not wear a beard, and that's okay.
Well,
but I don't know. I have no shadow for a chin. Like the I hate to bring it up because whatever. I'm like pointing out my flaws, but it's the reality. Light does not enjoy my face very much. So in photographs, I just don't like the way I look. I've kind of wondered if I could maybe do like a jaw thing and then maybe expand this a little bit. I have fairly large cheekbones, but then a narrow chin, and I don't like that. I don't like the.
I get what you mean, but
good, because it's true.
It's not though, but no, you're a good looking guy.
You're nice. Thank you.
You just got to be confident.
Blanca always tells me, she's like, I love the way you look. I'm like, you laughed when you said that.
She does. She finds you attractive.
She wouldn't. She does.
The thing with Blanca, she can be very superficial.
And I don't want to be down on myself.
I'm not that she's that way now.
I'm just being realistic. Am I the most attractive guy? No. Am I the least attractive guy? No.
But you know what makes up for it? You have like a crazy good personality.
That's it.
You make them laugh.
I make you laugh. I make you cry.
You're smart.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're pretty handy, actually. People might not know about this guy. This dude can build shit. Like, you see this little cabinet behind you? He didn't build it, but he built something.
I don't think I made that, but maybe. I don't know.
He built something like that in your house.
I'm also extremely forgetful. Very forgetful. I don't remember anything.
Right. I just see this meme. It's like, I don't know if the things my wife tells me, if she's just taking advantage of the fact that I have a bad memory.
Yeah, probably. My wife all the time could be like, you remember when you lost that argument? I'd be like, probably.
You know what I lost the other day? Money.
My respect for you.
No, I lost
You lost real money?
Oh, a lot of money.
Oh, shit.
I haven't told Lucy.
What happened?
She'll kill me. It was a lot. I was at Walmart. And it must have fell out of my pocket.
More than 100?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
300.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
For us, that's buco bucks.
That's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot of dough.
Like, I had taken that out. And it hasn't been in my bank for a while. It was just in my truck. I went to go buy a controller and stuff. And I went to go buy some liquor. And so I went there. And then I was like, going to pay. Then I was like, wait. Let me just use my card. And I think when I had some shorts on, I think they fell out of my shorts.
Like you pulled that out and it just fell out with it?
I think so.
I've had fears of that happening before.
It happened.
Wow.
I called and they laughed at me when I called.
Did anybody turn in $300?
Anybody turn $360 in? To like,
yeah, your mom.
We
work at Walmart. Yeah.
We're rich, bitch.
Come on. Yeah, right. They're like, yeah.
So to make myself feel better, in my mind, this is what and I'm not joking. They needed that more than me. Someone needed that more than I do.
I get it. Like, put that out in the universe,
I put that in there like, you know what? They probably need whoever found it. Maybe they didn't return it. If they, whatever. Someone needed it more. So
You're right.
I feel okay. I don't feel okay, but I feel okay.
I get you.
I'm over it now.
Let's get a little philosophical here, because there's a couple of moments in my life where I had something kind of in that realm. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, make the best of it.
Yeah, you have to.
I'll go back the farthest for the first story. I had a bunch of stuff in a storage unit, and the wall got cut open. This is not kidding.
Wait.
Like,
this is like a heist movie.
Yeah, like this building, the inside corridor was sheetrock, and somebody hacked through the wall, climbed in, threw a bunch of my stuff out, and ran off with it. Most of my stuff at that time was crap anyway. It was like, whatever I had. Mm-hmm. But some of the things were like things I got from my grandparents who had died, things like that.
Oh, that's sentimental, bro.
So I went back and forth between rage and just kind of the same thing as you. Like, you know what? It's just stuff.
It's just stuff.
And at the end of the day, like, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Somebody needed it more than me. What am I going to do? And then another time, Blanc and I were in the parking lot at Fred Meyer getting gas, and this guy came up with his story. Actually, no, we weren't even getting gas, but his story was that he needed gas.
Of course.
And it's one of those times where you're like...
Did he need to go somewhere?
He needed to go to Seattle, and he just needed some money to get to Seattle. And I looked at him like, because I never give money. Like, and not to be a jerk, I'll donate to like organizations that help the homeless and stuff. But I usually don't just give money to people on the street because that usually goes to drugs or something. But we just looked at it and we're like, hey, here's $20. Do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And I just told her, I'm like, sometimes you just have to, like, really, if you think about the Bible, if you're like actually religious, Jesus would say, like, give the money and
something good will come in.
Right. Like, what they do with it is non-consequential. It's what you do from your heart is what matters.
Yeah. How do you feel about giving that money?
Yeah. So I'm like, is he going to go probably put dope in his arm? Probably. But maybe he won't. Maybe he will get home to Seattle.
And maybe the dope he puts in his arm is like the good stuff.
What if it's like crack and he runs all the way there?
So, I always have that conflict. There was this one time I went to Yokes, and this guy did the same shit, right? Yeah. I need to get home, right? And I was cool with it. No, he was actually... What made me more believable was the fact that he was there with his car at the gas station. He was like, I just need this. I just need a few bucks. I'll get here. You can have my watch.
Well, and some people are
going to give me
in trouble.
Yeah, and so what I ended up doing, I ended up just filling his tank up for him.
Well, there you go. Win-win. Hey. You can't buy drugs with gasoline.
No, that's what I did. I just bought the gas, right? Because he was there, and I was like, "No, here, just let's get you going, man." Like if you need to get, because I think he had to go to Spokane.
Like happy? Was he like?
Yeah, he was cool with it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nice. See,
and then there was this one time, this lady, she was, I don't know. Sometimes I'll get these like vibes from people. Like I go off of that, right? Their energy. Like I don't know if I'm like, I don't know. Like I can tell.
Yeah, you look
in
for
my
real
head,
big energy.
I'm just like a big dick energy.
Yeah, is that what the
I look for that BDE, buddy. No, like So what do they call for girls? Big pussy energy?
Yeah, big P energy. Is that what the song actually says?
Yeah.
Big D energy.
He got big dick energy. Yeah. Something about big dick energy.
That's cool.
Yeah. So girls can see like, oh, that guy got that big dick energy. Like I feel like that guy got a big.
Gotcha.
But this girl was like, she need money for something, and so I was like, well, I'm going in the grocery store. Maybe I'll get something, and then something inside me was like, just hook her up. I don't know if it was more. I don't know if I was buzzed that day. This is when I was drinking a lot.
The girl had big P energy,
big boob energy.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. If those don't even know, I'm squeezing my titties together.
Oh,
excuse
shit.
me.
All right, I'll help you out.
She's like,
all right, little lady, it's fine. It's all right.
I got you.
What do you need?
No, but I ended up giving her. It was like $20, kind of the same thing. But she wanted to give me a hug, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much. Okay, if you're gonna give me something, I mean, come on. No.
Hey, I'm married.
Excuse me, ma'am. I gave you what I gave you.
So you know what I did?
Leave me alone.
Just like they do in Grand Theft Auto. After I gave her the money, I beat her ass and
they took
it.
all her money. Yeah, that
doubled my money.
That is
Boom.
So funny.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, we're all a little psycho in that game. It's.
I know.
The new one's coming out, and I did look online.
Maybe it's coming out.
What did you hear?
Well, I don't know. It's always coming out.
No. It is supposedly the plan is, and if they postpone it,
Christmas?
Actually, fall. I think summer to fall. Ooh. And I did look online, and it said possibly they're going to do a bundle where it's the system and the game for like $700.
That's worth it.
Yeah,
you don't have a PS5.
I do not. I've waited because the Grand Theft Auto series. That's kind of my thing. And
so, speaking of games, the other day I just bought a game. Yesterday.
Hey, I bought one yesterday too.
Which one?
Grand Theft Auto 4. I hadn't played it in a long time, and I'm like, hey, $6.
I bought the new Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, nice. Okay,
it's a samurai game.
Yeah. I
had to.
How is it?
I haven't played it.
Oh, okay.
I had to because it's a fucking samurai game.
I know. But see, some of them I've been really excited about, and then I've been a little not.
This
happy.
one, I'm excited about. I've heard good things. The things I really hate hearing about it is it's a black guy.
There's actually a historical figure.
Well, that's who he's based off of.
That's the thing.
And
Fucking racist.
that's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Black Samurai. That's like Samuel Jackson going to a golf course. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
No,
it's so
garbage. It's
annoying.
garbage. By the way, I fucking love Samuel Jackson.
I just like when I read any of that stuff, I'm like, who gives a fuck, right?
Right.
I don't care if the guy's fucking purple or whatever.
Right.
Is the game good?
I don't give a shit if fucking Grimace is a goddamn samurai.
Bruh, that would be
You know
so
what I mean?
sick. The
Fat ass
hamburger.
Grimace running around. You know.
I want to see the hamburger out
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Fucking shooting people
No, but
up.
that's the thing is like they did a lot of research. There was I don't know the full story, and I've forgotten the details, but
Yeah.
there was a guy who went to Japan and he was black, and I think he learned.
They're like, oh, a 6'5" samurai. I'm like, yeah, that would be fucking terrifying.
I don't know if you know this, but DEI is dead. There's no black samurai. We're not going to have a black samurai. They're going
It's
to
up-
change the game.
it's up to the
It's going to
state.
be a white guy because nobody complained when it was Tom Cruise, okay?
Tom Cruise.
Why did nobody have a fucking problem with Tom Cruise
They do
being the
now.
last samurai? Do they? Okay.
Yeah,
well, at least
nowadays.
it's fair. At least it's even.
You mean-
I can get on that side. I can get on that side. Just do an Asian samurai. That's fine.
Why was he
Just
the last
Japanese.
samurai?
Uh,
Was that based off something?
So the actual Last Samurai, I did take a class in college. Okay. The Last Samurai really was Saigo Takamori.
Definitely
all.
Tom Cruise.
Not Tom Cruise at all. It's crazy when you think about it. He was a white guy that shot people with guns. He
I
shot
know.
with guns and they had him go. And he did sword fighting. It was really crazy, but no, he didn't. They brought machine guns over. Did you ever watch that movie? It was a good movie, and I hate Tom Cruise. Won't get into that, but the last
There's some
scene-
movie. I love Mission Impossible movies.
Sure, I can't support him. I bought a copy.
Is it because he's crazy?
Yes, because he's fucking nuts. I will not support a cult, but I guess I will get into it.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know my issues with churches. And I've considered going to church. I have.
I don't.
But,
I did, but I'm not.
I don't know. I think institutions corrupt man.
that's what it is.
Power is ultimately corrupting. Jesus didn't spend his time going to church. Jesus spent his time going with the homeless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
all these people that go to church and then look, okay, I'm going to tell the story
Wait.
again.
Jesus hung out on the corner
Look,
streets.
Jesus was sucking dick behind 7-Eleven.
Maybe
No,
not.
he
that.
wasn't doing that.
It was-
no, but Jesus, honestly, and I
getting
think
his dick
Jesus,
sucked.
my Jesus has a sense of humor. My Jesus says that's funny, but
Jesus wouldn't be getting his dick sucked. He wouldn't be sucking.
what
dick.
Jesus really did, and truly,
My mom's gonna be so mad. Go ahead.
Okay, I love your mom because she's
I
a
love my
long-time listener.
she's
and
my
she's
mom.
a supporter.
I
But
love her too,
Maybe she can just educate me if I'm wrong.
bruh. She will.
Jesus would have gone to the people who are most needy,
Oh, for sure.
and he would have cared for them.
Yep.
One way or another, he would have looked out for them. The most sinful, shameful, horrible people.
Yeah.
He would have been there and probably changed their life through his goodness.
If you look at stuff that he did in the Bible, he wasn't cool with what was going on in the church, and so he flipped tables.
we've
talked about
specifically
that.
what it was.
They were selling something,
literally profiting
Yeah.
monetarily, and they were basically using the people, and they were corrupting the word of God.
which I feel like we talk about church so much.
Well-
but I feel like churches do that a lot.
This is our space. All right? You don't like it, don't listen.
yeah,
but no.
but I do feel like churches, and I don't know if it's all churches, but they take advantage of that.
I think in America we've got a problem with church. I
Yeah.
really think we do. Because again, all right, I was making gay jokes earlier, but let's get real. Look, I'm not
well, no, because they were so anti-gay, right?
Well, that's the thing is Jesus would say to you in the Bible, it literally talks about it. And it says, really, it's not your business to judge other people.
Yeah, I don't think it even says in the Bible about being gay is
There's
bad, actually.
one part that supposedly says a man shall not lie with another man.
But I don't
There's
know if
one thing about
I don't know
that.
if it's that though.
But I'm just
I think that's a made up
and
thing.
regardless, it is in the Bible, folks. Look it up.
Man shouldn't lay with a little boy is
Look,
probably what.
Yeah! Yeah, that's my thing.
Probably more what
like
it
we
is.
got a real problem with people. We don't allow these men to get married. Now, I don't think that's really the issue because I don't think you just be like, I can't get married. I'm gonna have sex with a kid. I don't think that's really the way it works. But I don't think it helps, right? Like if you if you're not allowed to why not be allowed to get married? It's clearly not a healthy thing. Like human beings need interaction with each other. You know what I'm saying?
I find that hard to believe. Even if you say you can't get married, right?
Yeah.
And there's something innate in you that you need to, you want something, right?
Yeah.
You want to be lustful. Yeah, I don't think a little boy is the thing. You're like, what?
Right, exactly.
You know what? I just always want to touch a little willy.
In that case, I think
in real life, I think they're just
pedophiles. Who go to a place where they have a lot of power.
PDF files.
Yeah, I think they're PDF files, and that's what it is. Yeah, dude, that's brilliant. If we ever get in trouble for saying a word, we're just gonna think of a word that's like it and be like, I didn't say that.
Well, no, that's what they use.
I said PDF files.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I hear all the time. Is
really?
PDF.
Never heard that in my life. Not once.
Ever since the whole Drake thing, that's what I hear a lot of.
Really?
PDF files.
Oh, okay.
And it's my god. Speaking of Drake thing, right? He obviously, there's a lot of people might know, like him and Kendrick Lamar had this whole beef about it's a rap beef. It's rap.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you do a rap beef and you have
it's good
battle
for both
rap
sides.
Well, just not only that, just remember when you're rapping battle rap, you're going to say some outlandish things and things like that. Some stuff may not be true or not. It's just a part of how that works,
Sure.
right? You're going to say some crazy shit. I'm going to kill your mama, whatever, blah, 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 right? Some crazy shit, right? Stuff that it's not going to happen. But
Sure.
Drake, being butthurt, ends up suing Kendrick Lamar for something, right? Which is his own label, Drake's own label, right? UGM.
Stupid.
Well, UGM came back and
requested records to.
Oh no, they pretty much like used his own lyrics against him. Like, hey Drake, you said this, and this.
What did I say?
So you're kind of counter. Like you're saying the same shit, but so this doesn't make sense. Why are you suing for this? That, and it's obviously freedom of speech is a protected right.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and it's obviously these claims aren't. It's not like
substantiated.
Yeah. So it's
right.
So it's pretty funny the way they came back and used his own stuff against him in the countersuit, and it looks like he probably is not going to actually end up suing. But he was being accused of being a PDF,
Yeah.
a PDF file.
A PDF file.
A PDF file.
Wow.
But some of the stuff I've seen, I'm like, you see enough things.
Why would you do it? There's a pattern of behavior, right?
Well, yeah, that, and so for me, the thing is you hear one thing, okay, yeah, maybe that's not true. But when you hear something multiple times and something about it's true, right?
Yeah, right.
It might not be all 30
the
accounts.
Kernel of truth idea, right?
Yeah.
Everything has a kernel of truth.
Yeah, okay, maybe he didn't talk and groom all these girls, right?
Yeah, my issue, though, with that, you don't just kind of do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Your personality type, you don't just sort of groom kids.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of kids. People that do that kind of shit, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but so for me, the way I think is okay, I'm not gonna take at face value what I'm hearing, right? I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
But there's truth behind something.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
There's something's there.
Well, haven't you just I don't know Drake from Adam, but you've said that he does mentor.
Yeah, there was
girls, right?
Like Millie Bobby Brown, the girl from Stranger Things, right? 11.
Yeah.
So when she was, I think 14 or something like that, he was texting her about stuff and saying stuff. And when she turned 18, one of the messages he put out, oh, you're finally 18. You see, he says things that is
he actually did that.
Yeah, you see these things and you're like, come on, that doesn't even sound right.
If you are reaching out to a child and then they turn 18 and you go, yep, finally, you're admitting you were attracted to them.
No, seriously.
And so you're going back in time and saying, I've been attracted to you and I've been waiting. That's literally saying,
I've been waiting for this. Which I guess technically you're not. I guess you're not being a pedophile because you didn't do anything. But why are you contacting that child?
But you saying that just really is.
Then it means since she was 14.
What do the kids used to say? Sus. Super sus. So and we've talked about this before. That bad Barbie or whatever her name is, the Catch Me Outside girl, right?
Okay.
So
Dr. Phil, thank you for that one.
So she and as crazy as this bitch is, like super. She played her cards right.
Yeah,
she's very smart about it
the right way. Yeah.
She did an OnlyFans when she turned 18. Made over $1 million.
See, and I didn't even know she existed after that. Dr.
Over $1 million because she knew there was some scummy
that we're gonna be looking at that.
Like, oh God, you're finally 18.
Catch me outside, girl.
Look at them fun bags. Oh yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, remember we talked about this before when Lindsay Lohan was going to turn 18, and all the adult guys were like, "Yeah." I don't know. There's something.
How old is Lindsay Lohan?
I think she's around my age. I'm pretty sure because I think I was around 18 when she turned 18. I'm not sure. Let me look that up.
Because I'm like I don't like. To me, I've never heard that part right until you had said something.
Really?
But then I'm like, well, I think. I kind of grew up and I felt like she was around my age.
Maybe she's 38.
Okay,
she's a year younger than me.
She's around your age.
I was 19 when she turned.
Okay.
And there was no men in my life. The men in my life are great men.
There was no men in my life, and I mean like literally.
There are, yeah.
Like literally. Yeah. Like my dad, I love you, Dad, but I was, how old was I? Well, how old did I say? 30. Damn, have I known my dad that long already?
Yeah, you've known your dad like
14 years.
Yeah.
So basically most of my life I had, I had my uncle and stuff, but like, one of my bosses, and I have never told him this, but he reminds me so much of one of my uncles.
Really?
It's just the way he looks.
Which boss?
His name's Caesar.
Oh.
Super cool guy. Like everyone's, like I said, everyone's cool, but he has like a gray beard, kind of gray hair, but he's Hispanic. But it's crazy because he doesn't look older.
Yeah, yeah.
Even with
a young face.
Yeah, he's young. He has like a young face.
Yeah, that's what I've always been told, that I have a young face.
You have a young face for a senior citizen.
Yeah, for a senior citizen.
Bruh, next time someone does that, please go with it. And get that discount.
Yes, I am. Can I see an ID? I'm so old I forgot it.
Wait, you already think I'm a senior citizen. Yeah. Why do I need to show you an ID?
Huh? I don't hear so good. What? Huh? What? Huh? I can't hear you. What?
You become Jewish.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. I can't hear you. I'm Gilbert Gottfried.
Lordy. So, this made me think of age thing. This whole thing is just yesterday I saw that George Foreman passed.
I saw that.
70-something years old.
Yeah.
And it really put shit in perspective for me. Well, maybe not. Everyone said it put it in perspective.
It really changed my life.
It changed my life so much that I'm still drinking.
I want to take care of myself. I really think it's time to turn a corner. I don't enjoy myself enough. I need to drink more.
But he was in his 70s.
Yeah.
And it just makes me realize, like, and I brought this up.
How scary it is, how close we are to our 70s, kind of.
Like, that, and, like, my good years are behind me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have many years
all the best we got are gone. We were at X Golf. I don't know if you guys know this, but we were at X Golf. And I looked over after some of the basketball games on the TV were over, and they spent a half an hour talking about prostates. It was really sad. They were talking about the oversized prostate, and you can get pills for
It's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic of epic proportions. It's rocking through pants. And
this is how old I am.
Yeah.
I remember when they had sex hotlines. So when I lived in Seattle, they had live links. And anybody who listens that is from there could recall this.
Live
like, this is Live Links Seattle. Blah, blah, blah. I actually met a girl.
Who live links?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Did she give you any of the industry secrets? Like, no, I'm not actually touching myself.
No. So this one was more of a It was like a Craigslist type dating site.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. And so they would connect you with people who are looking to talk to people.
Yeah. All right.
So I went, no. Let me finish.
Yes. Go ahead.
So I met this chick, and I actually ended up meeting with her, like live.
So hold on. You met.
I met her on the
Say
phone.
that again. Okay.
So I called this number.
You did such a good job that she's like, I want to meet you.
But no, this
Is that how it worked?
No, this wasn't like a sex hotline worker where it's like, oh, I'm touching my cooter right now.
This is the girl that set you up with the
No.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Just shut up.
All right, go ahead.
So you would call this number.
Okay.
And it was like, they would just kind of like, you would call and you'd be like, hey, my name's Jesse. You know, I like long walks on the beach, whatever.
Okay.
And then someone else would hear that and they'd like,
oh, it's like a dating site.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So I met a girl that way. And so
I see.
Before I went to Job Corps, that's how I met the girl I went with to Job Corps.
Okay.
I met her like that over the phone.
We're gonna internet date before internet.
Yeah. So I ended up like, hey, where are you from? Like, what are you doing, girl? Where are you? I live in Federal Way, I think it was at the time.
Yeah.
So I met with her. Like, I don't know what I was thinking too. I drove out there and
Federal Way, yeah.
Yeah, I drove because I was where I was at.
Well, Federal Way's not too far away.
I was already out of school, kind of. I think I was just out of high school.
Yeah.
So like I was just working and stuff. I didn't do anything. I was a loser. And
we all are.
My ex-girl, so I was cheating on my girlfriend. So my girlfriend at that time was at college. In a whole ass state. So is it cheating because they're in another state? I don't know.
Some say no.
Yeah, it's a gray line. We're just gonna say
she left me. Okay, she left me.
It's a hairy line.
Yeah,
I have needs. Whatever. Anyway, I met this girl, and it was just weird, right?
Okay.
But they don't have anything like that. And then I remember
who doesn't have anything like that.
Like nowadays, that's not a thing.
Oh, I see. Now people don't have that. But do they not have that though? Is that really not a thing? Should I Google sex hotlines?
Probably. No. So
no,
that's maybe not a sex hotline. But then I remember they used to have the sex hotlines where you'd call like
you mean they don't have the date? They have the date online thing. They
have online dating.
That's the same thing,
like
right?
Tinder or whatever.
That's the basic. That's the principle.
But you can actually see this person before.
Yeah, they had matchmakers before. Like,
you sound real cute.
Can you imagine the 40s?
You look like a whale.
Can you imagine the 40s?
Oh my
Hi,
God.
honey. What you want? Okay.
They all sound the same.
You like a white girl. You
Always.
like the bob. Okay.
You like a what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Latinas.
It's your grandmother. It's your,
We don't do that here.
It's only white girls.
It's
only.
like, yeah.
You want someone who'll make a good wife. Okay. Only one pack a day. Okay.
No, so there's
That's my impression of a 1940s.
So when I was in high school, though, they used to have even after high school, they had the sex hotlines, right? The 1-900.
Yeah. Now we're getting there. Okay.
Right? Well, I gotta wait now for this conversation.
So anyway, like we were saying, Santa Claus is definitely real.
He's so real.
He brings presents to every house.
Yeah.
Did you know this? A fat guy goes down your chimney and he drops presents in your living room. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's a pedophile.
People say he's not real. The left will have you believe he's not real. It's crazy. It's really.
But anyway,
insane. Okay,
so 1-900 numbers.
900 numbers.
Anyway,
all right, let's get to the real juice.
So they, for you older folks, they used to have these 1-900 numbers. You'd call like a 1-900 big boobies or whatever. And you'd be like, hey,
so did you have to call the line for the thing that you wanted?
Yeah, so
like foot shit.
So I'm a very open book with some of the stuff I did. So I called a sex line once.
Okay.
Right? Statute of limitations, by the way. I used to work at this dry cleaners.
I don't think that's illegal.
No, what I'm about to tell you was not legal. So I worked at this dry cleaners, and this is, this is so terrible. So I worked. Okay, here we go. I worked at a dry cleaners back in Burien, right? Like years ago.
You're just giving all the details.
Back in high school, right?
High school this year, this location.
2000. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't in the 2000s and 90s. But
okay, all right, good to know.
Anyway, I had someone's credit card number, right?
Oh,
right.
Oh,
so it was a lot easier back then.
Wow.
So I called a 1-800 number. Or
using their credit card.
Using their credit card number, right? Because I dealt with very high-end clients.
They weren't going to be that.
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix's sister was one of our clients.
Nice.
Right? Like, we're talking like high payers.
Yeah.
So I used someone's credit card. I called a 1-800 number to see what it was like. And it's like, hi, I'm Susan. Oh, I'm touching my belly button.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what is the thing with the call? What's the deal with the phone call?
Okay, Jerry.
No,
no, you would call and they would say, hey, how you doing? Like, they would, small talk or whatever. Yeah. Then it would be like, it would somehow.
Do they bring it up or let you bring it up?
They kind of let you bring it up, but they would also kind of like lure you into like, what are you looking for?
So they act normal and then they're like,
yeah, but then they always have like a nice, sexy voice. Yeah. Right? They always have a voice. There's a voice.
Wow. Hey, my name's Patricia. I just got this very low shirt on. My titties are showing.
Oh my favorite animal's a walrus. What's yours?
I know.
Something about penguins really just tickle my vagina.
I heard about those polar bears dying and it made me so sad. I'd be really bad at this.
But anyway,
I'd be a horrible sex call.
So I use this credit card number because it's by the minute, right?
Yeah, how much do they charge per minute,
bro? It was like $4.
Oh my god,
it's crazy. And so then they're like, "Oh yeah, tell me more." And then you're like, "Oh girl, yeah, like,
well, girl, let me tell you, I'm using somebody else's credit card."
But see, that's the thing. They didn't check that stuff back then, right? They didn't know how to, right?
Two shits.
I knew the number.
They had. Did you send them the card in the mail and they did the click thing?
No, they don't have to.
They send it back.
Number.
Yeah, you just put the number in the phone.
That's it. Right?
You say it to them, or you type it in?
You would enter the credit card.
You would literally enter a number into the telephone.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
This is insane.
Wait, hold on. Let me tell you. You would enter this number into the phone. The person talking to you wouldn't ask you for this information.
Yeah. No, this is like...
You would enter the number.
Beep, beep, beep,
I can't remember if they would ask for like a expiration date, but they wouldn't ask anything outside of that. They didn't have the security code number to tell you, right? Right. So you'd put this number in, and then... Obviously, you'd get connected to this sex worker, whatever, and then she, you guys would have this small talk, this little conversation going between yourselves, and then somehow it led into like a sexual conversation. Mind you, I'm like 19 at this time, 18, 19, and then
you're legal.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was out of high school, and then I was just like, "Wow, this is kind of cool," like it was.
I'm gonna do this all the time,
and then it's like. Then they start describing like, oh god, I got my titties are right in my hand, or like I'm playing with my vagina or whatever. And then they're like,
my mom died last week. Oh my god, my nipples are so hard.
I know. It was crazy.
But I've been listening to you.
So I would you would go through this, and then obviously you'd be like, oh god, yeah. And then in my head, I'm like, I know this isn't real, but at the same time, I'm like, this is kind of hot sounding.
Okay. Right? So did you go with it?
Oh, I went with it. Hell yeah. Fuck it.
Just in the back of the... Did you like...
As soon as I'd be done, I'd hang up.
Did you... They're like, yep, $4 an hour. I get it.
I was done quick.
This is highway robbery.
So I've been on this phone for 3.5 seconds. Good.
Yeah.
Charge me $5.
What's your name? Oh my God. Click. That's all I need.
That's all I needed.
And they call me Quick Shot. That's what they call me.
Yeah.
We do not accept this credit card any longer.
But it would be funny. Like, I would, obviously it'd be crazy. Like, it'd be quick. Like, oh.
That's crazy. I'm 18 years old. Ah.
It was. I just remember I did that like once, twice, maybe 7 times.
That's great.
No, I only did it probably twice, and then I felt pretty like a shitty person because I'm like,
sure,
bro, I'm like stealing people's money.
Yeah, right? They're hard-earned $4.
Not only the money, but also I'm like, what am I doing? And then that's how I found that other site where it's like I can meet some girl on
Imagine
the phone.
If you had just gone with it. If like that became your life. Like you just went with it hard. And you just kept stealing credit card numbers.
Bro, I would have been in jail.
Getting deeper and deeper into
I would have gone to jail.
What if you started
like you calling other kids in. You're like 18, 19.
I'm like, don't say that.
Legal people.
Yeah, don't say kids.
They're like, hey, buddy from high school, like, come in here. You're like, you throw me $6.
Dude.
You're like, what if you start making bank off of this thing?
I've done some crazy shit. Right? So when I think about the stuff I've done in my life and where I'm at in my life now, it's like I'm pretty grateful for how my life's kind of changed.
Sure.
To make a weird situation weird, better is like, I stole credit card numbers and
one time, 2 times tops,
probably 2 times.
And this is a long ass time ago.
Oh, long ass time. We're talking,
and it was all Jimi Hendrix's sister. We heard it, so we're sorry.
Don't say that. It was not her at all. It was someone else.
Oh, good.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then it definitely wasn't her though. But yeah, I did something stupid.
Look, if you want,
dude, I remember.
We will send you $20 in reparations.
I won't say this one. This will be an off-air thing. But anyway, yeah, it was crazy.
Apparently, it gets worse.
No,
Okay.
not worse. It was just there was a girl I remember that was like found me attractive, and I remember
On the phone thing.
No, this was one of the girls that worked at the dry cleaners. She was this Hispanic
okay.
girl.
Okay,
I can't remember her name.
that's hot. That's hot. That's hot.
She was
A Latina at a dry cleaners.
She was an attractive gal.
One of the hottest things I've ever heard in my life.
Well, she was an attractive gal. She worked the reception area like I did. Like we worked the front desk.
Did she have the Latina accent?
She didn't have like an accent.
Yeah, shit. Can she pretend to? Well,
she could have, but she
I want that Puerto Rican,
She just looked.
That was not Puerto Rican.
She looked. She was a pretty girl. She was always like. I remember she'd be like, "Come on over." And she would like want me to come to her house and like crazy
shit. Okay,
like she wanted.
So why didn't you go?
I was a pussy.
You're like, no, bitch.
I'd rather call this girl.
Look, I got credit cards. I don't need you. I got credit cards and I can call, and within 2 seconds, it's done. It's so done.
Seriously,
but credit cards are really hot. I don't know.
I was so scared because I was
crazy.
like, no, I can't do that. That's fucking scary. But then here I am calling a fucking number.
But that's not scary. It's not real. I own you, bitch. You're in my fantasy now.
Yeah.
So creepy.
But like, I just remember like,
my
this girl was like, no, like she would flirt with me hard, right? Dude, to the point, like, so I remember this is before the whole 1-900 number. But I remember my girlfriend at that time.
She's like, I'm gonna fucking kill her.
Well, no, we went there because obviously I was trying to apply there and she was there and this girl was like flirting with me like.
From day one?
Oh, from day one.
Okay, all right.
From the moment I was like, she was hardcore flirting. And
what is it like to understand when people are flirting with you?
I don't know what
That's gotta be a superpower.
No.
I don't have it or people don't flirt with me. One or the other.
I don't know that's what was going on.
Your girlfriend told you?
I'm oblivious.
Okay.
But when I think about it, obviously that's what was going on. She was like,
okay.
And then I just remember the girl was like, my girlfriend at that time was like, why is she like, what the fuck's wrong? I don't want you working there.
¿Por qué?
I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, does she not see me here? Like, she is fucking
She wants
herself.
to squeeze her some Jesse ball juice in the morning. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, but now I'm definitely taking that job.
But yeah, I'm taking that job.
Yeah.
But then they found out I was colorblind.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because I'm colorblind.
Is that a big problem in the
dry cleaner industry? Dry cleaner
big
industry?
time.
I guess so.
Like
These
you
are
watch
darks?
the blacks like whites.
These are darks? Oh, I thought they were lights.
We are a racist establishment. If you can't tell color.
But they told me they would have not hired me if they found out I was colorblind.
Really? And they're like, then we can't fire you because it's the 90s. And
I just remember the owner, he had diabetes and he had bad feet.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, not good. Not good.
Yeah.
He still ate candy.
He's probably dead now, but like,
yeah, I can guarantee
he's probably
you.
so dead.
He died a long time.
But yeah.
He got a phone call from the FBI about stolen credit card numbers and he croaked.
What's this? This is crazy because
that's bad.
Going back to that and going back to just the things you do for people in life, right? The way you are in life, right? karma's a real thing, I think.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Whatever you put in this world,
You get back.
You get back, right? So I think there was a time in my life that the stupid shit I did in my life, I think there was things that happened to me because of the bad I did, right?
Okay.
And I think for the most part, I really did try to be a good person, and I still think
You're a good man.
I'm 98% okay. But I think during those times it was just like, let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And so sure enough, obviously later on in life, I can tell some of the things that I struggled through and struggled with is probably some of the stupid choices I made as a younger kid, and stuff I knew was I knew was bad, right?
Yeah.
I knew taking someone's credit card was not a great idea, but I was an idiot and I was a thief, and that was bad. And I, obviously later on in life, I felt like a piece of shit for that. I think, that had a lot to do with some of my own issues that I've dealt with throughout my life.
You feel like it was a confirmation of things that you were struggling with before then?
Probably. I don't know what I was dealing with back then that I was trying to make up for. But as I grew older, obviously I was like, fuck, that was kind of a piece of shit thing I did, right?
Okay.
Even like a little bit later on, I was just like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Sure.
Yeah, it's an experience. Not many people can say they've been like, talk to a sex phone worker.
Well, enough that they keep the sex phone worker industry alive.
But how disgusting was that? Like there's things I think about, like,
hey,
why did I do that?
You fed a lady's children.
Probably.
You did.
Her kids were probably in the other room.
Let me ask you this. Did you think she was really touching her nipples?
Hell no.
No, she's on the couch smoking. Oh yeah, baby, tell me more. Oh my God, I'm so horny.
But me being a nice guy, though, I've always been a nice guy.
Yeah, right. You're a great guy.
I remember sometimes I'd be like, well, how are you doing today? This like customer service. Well, how's things going on in your neck?
I really just want to hear what's going on with you.
But
we don't even have to do sex stuff. I'll pay $4 an hour. Just know that you're doing okay.
It's for real.
All right.
How crazy.
I'm here for you, Veronica.
But yeah, Veronica, right?
Veronica.
I remember I worked at an Arby's, and this guy was flirting with this girl, and she had that voice.
Really?
She had like a sexy voice, right?
She's like, oh my God. Yeah, I want fucking 27 roast beef sandwiches.
She was a California girl.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Like,
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I want
She's
to
like,
suck your dad.
I want Arby's sauce all up in my titties.
I
And
want
I was like,
20
girl,
Arby's sandwiches.
I want you to pretend that horsey sauce is nut all in my face. And I'm
Can
like,
you slap my face?
and
with
I'm
the
like hearing
Arby's
this
sauce?
guy. He's clearly flirting with this girl, right? And we both got our headsets on.
In the car or where?
She's in the car. She's in the drive-thru.
Oh, okay.
I have my headset because I work drive-thru a lot.
Yeah.
And I was an assistant manager at the time, so I would help with the drive-thru. And he was working the drive-thru. Well,
Okay.
he sees the girl come up, and he looks at me. He's like, Jesse. I'm like, what? He's like, go ahead and get her. And then I kind of look, and I see her, and I'm like, nah, man, that's you.
Sheldon.
Look at that. She looked like Jabba.
Oh my God. That's me. That's really me. You can call me
Bruh.
fat and ugly. It's okay.
When I knew
We're all not perfect.
she ordered those roast beef sandwiches were just for her.
Yeah, when he heard slap my face to those roast beef sandwiches, she's like, give me 20 roast beef sandwiches. Wow.
And I was like,
Okay.
when I looked, I was like,
When I was in college.
and I go, bro, that's you. No, I'm good. He's
When
like,
I-
come on. I'm like, no, that's all you, man. I'm sorry.
I was in college, and there was a guy I worked with who ran one of
You
the...
okay?
yeah.
Okay.
He ran one of the dorms.
Okay.
Right? So I didn't work for him because I've worked in the dorms, right? So he was one of the dorm, whatever you call him.
Like an RA.
Yeah, but he was like the head. Like he was the guy that got an official job at the university to run the hall, right?
Okay.
He had like a real university job.
Yeah.
And, like,
well,
running the
I'd call
whole-
those RAs. Resident
Well,
advisor.
I was an RA.
So like
That's what I would call.
I was an ARA, an administrative residential advisor.
Hey.
Okay, I was administrative. I had to make lots of stuff happen. Everything went through me. But he was very funny. He was a Hawaiian guy, very big. Like he worked out a lot, and he was funny. I thought he was funny as hell.
Yeah.
But there was another gal that worked in another hall as a leader, whatever the fuck they were called. She's kind of a bitch. Like, she was not a very nice person. And she was not the most slender. And there was a time where we were sitting in a serious kind of situation, and the gal was like speaking something, and we were like far enough away nobody could hear. And he leans over to me and goes, "Come on, and I laughed so hard. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, I fucking hate her. That's very funny. And then we got in trouble one time, and I won't say why because very insensitive. But when you're 20 years old,
Bro,
you're very insensitive.
I stole credit cards. I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I'll be honest, because I ended up a special ed teacher, and I would never do this now, and I felt really bad for
Well,
it.
of course.
But at the time, we thought we were just being silly.
Of course.
And so we were supposed to go around the campus and find these like offices around the campus and do something for like res life, cool res life.
Yeah.
So we're like res life for life, brother.
Hey.
Like, hey,
Dude, I
we're
love
back
it.
the week before college starts, right? Like it's empty, and we're just running around being our little gangsta cells out there on the eastern campus. And we went to the disability services office,
Oh, shit.
and we acted like we were disabled.
Oh.
It did not go over well. We got talked to pretty hard, and I learned a lesson then. And that was way before I ever wanted to be a teacher or had any experience with anything. And now I would never do that because like I worked with kids with disabilities. I love those kids, like it's
crazy.
But man, I we laughed pretty hard, but it was not funny in the end. I was like, I can see why that's not cool.
Well, I mean, when you think about
we played radio. We did radio.
God, I love that movie.
It was a good movie, but it's not a funny thing to pretend outside
Never
of
go
the
full
disabilities
retard.
office. Like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think about.
But you're right. Live and learn. That's kind of the thing about life.
Well, yeah, there's that, live and learn, but that was a whole different time, right?
Well, it was a different time, but at the same time,
it's insensitive. And those are things you realize. It's just like, obviously there's been things in my life that I'm like, why did I do that? Whatever.
Sure.
But it's just, you do these things, but it kind of brings you to where you are in life, or it kind of
this is very true.
It molds you to the person who you are now, right?
Yeah.
Like I've always been a very caring person.
Yes.
For the most part. Like, yeah, I can be a dick, or I can be like stupid in the fact that I stole those credit cards, right? For example. But I've always been very, I've always had a big heart. I felt like I've always cared about people. And I've always cared about how they thought of me and all those things. And so, you never let the things you've done in the past define who you are as a person, right? Yeah. Those maybe helped mold you. You might have made some fucked up jokes back then. Pretty funny, obviously, when you think about it. Sometimes you're like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but it's kind of
wasn't
funny.
not funny, but it wasn't okay. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing.
It was not okay.
It would be different if you'd never realized that wasn't okay, and you just continue to. I think that's where I think not a lot of people, but I think that's where people kind of fuck up is they don't think about that.
They don't step back and be like, oh wow, that was pretty effed up.
Like me with the credit card thing.
Yeah,
I knew that was kind of fucked up, and then I was like, what am I doing? Right, I had to take that step back, even as a young age. Like, what am I doing? Like, that's not. It's not okay. Like, for one, I'm calling these sex workers.
Right.
And another, I'm stealing credit cards.
Like all of these dirty, filthy women.
Like, all of it's just like, what am I doing?
Yeah, right.
But I always thought there was something there that kind of looked after me. And, my mom might say it's Jesus. I don't know. I always just thought...
You will be okay.
Yeah. I always just thought...
You need to go to Catholic Church.
I always put good into the world.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
For the most part, I always would try to help people, or I would... I don't know. I was always there if I needed to talk to if someone needed to talk, whatever. Like there was some. I stayed in a relationship longer than I needed to only because I knew it was beneficial towards that person.
Yeah,
they weren't bad towards me, right?
Yeah,
but I just knew in that moment in their life, I was that rock for them, right? Mm-hmm. So I stayed, even though I could have went home. I could have done so many other things.
You could have been selfish about it.
I could have. But then when I think about the things, I wouldn't have, as weird as this might sound, I wouldn't have met Blanca, right?
No, it's not weird.
I wouldn't have met.
Look, if you hadn't met Blanca, I wouldn't have Elena in my life.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, I wouldn't have had Elena. Like, there's things in my life, they led up to where I'm here. I got a nice home.
Look, whoever's credit card numbers were stolen. My daughter wouldn't exist if this guy didn't steal credit cards. See, he was so horny. He was so horny. He had to take care.
Why though, right?
Without your credit card, my daughter wouldn't exist. Thank you.
You know what I want to also think? Yeah. Online porn. You made it so much easier.
Well, you don't have to call broads. You just watch them. No. What do you think the statistic is on that? How many people watch
porn?
Pornography.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh. Billions.
Because my feeling is like, I always worry like when you're
it's still, come on man, sex is still one of the, it's never gonna go away.
Well, it's like, what is it, Maslow or whoever, what is the guy that put in like your needs, right? Like shelter, safety, whatever, food, whatever.
I don't know.
Sex has got to be one of those things, right? That's the thing that I always find so funny in our cultures. Everyone pretends like it's so bad. It's kind of a normal human
I'm not
thing.
gonna lie to you. For me, I think one of the most not important, most important, but I think a very important part of a relationship is a physical.
Would you be more weirded out by a guy who watched pornography or a guy who had no sex at all?
A guy who had never had sex.
See, because a guy with no sex at all is doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something going on.
So I've had friends that would, or maybe not even friends. Like I've worked many jobs and I've heard many conversations throughout my life.
Yeah.
And where I previously worked, I would hear conversations about. I would just be working on computers, and I always minded my own business, right?
Not stealing credit cards.
No, I wouldn't do none of that.
You're just sitting there working hard.
No, I would be quiet. I'm a very quiet person for the most part.
Listen.
But you can hear things.
You're like
hear
a
people.
Fucking spy, man.
So no, I would hear like women complain like, my man, he hasn't touched me in a month
because he's watching porn.
I don't know what he's doing, but like I would see the girl and I'm like,
why?
No, yeah, like, right. And it's not me being like, oh, she's so fine.
No, but it's like really.
I'm not. I'm not being.
You're a beautiful woman. You have a man.
I'm not being like lustful towards this girl. Yeah, I'm just I'd see her and I would like, bro, that's crazy to me. Like it like baffles my mind because as a man, for me anyway, like my love language, and not everyone's love language is the same, right?
Yeah.
My love language is physical touch. Like I have to touch. I didn't know this at a younger age. This is until I got older that I realized that's my love language. I need affection. I need that touch. And so when I don't get it, I notice my mood is very, I can be very grumpy. I can get pissed off. So if I say I had sex in, I gotta pee. Go pee.
Sorry.
So say I had sex in weeks, months. I couldn't do that because as a man, like you need physical touch in your life. So the things I would hear when I was in these jobs and stuff is like their person wouldn't be with them for fucking weeks, months, and they sounded frustrated and rightfully so because that starts making you wonder if there's something wrong with you, right? And I know there's people out there who can testify to what I'm saying because there's a time and a place like where you think, oh, I feel, you feel confident about yourself, but then all of a sudden it's like if you're not getting that like interaction from your spouse, it's like, well, what am I doing wrong? Why do I feel unloved? So when I would hear these people talk about how their man or even women wouldn't touch them, it's just like I'm listening actively, and they would just be like, yeah, me and Greg, we haven't had sex in a month, and I'm like, or he hasn't even touched me, he hasn't even kissed me goodnight in X amount, like in a month, right? And I'm like thinking in my head, like, and I would see this person, I'm like, oh my God, not just a specific person, but I would see this, whatever. It'd be like a girl or whatever, and she would look, she's not ugly. So
you recognize when someone's cute.
Yeah. You'd be like, man, she's attractive. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's how I think in my head. Like, that's crazy that I can see why. This has made me realize why I see why people step out of the relationships, right? Is because they are lacking that touch, that love,
and the validity of who they are.
Yeah, because how would it make you feel if every time you went after your girl, right? Every time you would try to make a move on her, like at night or whatever, us guys, we're not the smoothest with the way we
especially move. When you're in a relationship, right? Like,
yeah, you're not like, hey girl, what's up?
You kind of just grab you're
like, hey, trying to like grab her pussy or something crazy.
Oh yeah, it's like, God, he's into it.
You're just like, flip.
No,
but like,
yeah, no, I'm just totally kidding.
But like when you do those things, like if your girl or whatever is constantly just like, no, blah blah blah, or like, basically it starts to make you feel ugly.
Well, what do you feel? That's what I was gonna say. It's
right.
Like
you feel
you're
like
ugly, you're hideous, I hate you, I don't even like you, like you ruined my life.
They might not say those things,
but that's what you're getting. Why would you reject me?
If you get rejected all those times, right?
Yeah.
So I can see why like people step out of the relationships, right? Because you get this constant rejection, but then someone comes across and shows you
the interest of the beginning of a relationship.
You're like, right? Damn, you're fucking hot, girl, like, or guy, like you're fucking like, damn, you're this and this.
Yeah, you're talking to girls.
Yeah, and you're just
you're like, well, fuck, man, come on.
And so you see that, and this has come from me. Like I've cheated in my life. I've seen things, and at the time maybe it wasn't as deep as what relationships are, because when I was younger and I was a dummy, I didn't look at it like you're in this deep relationship, right? I would just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to steal credit card numbers and call. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But like,
yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
But you see these like things, and it's just it's really baffling. I think for a relationship to work productively and efficiently, you need to have a physical attraction.
Absolutely.
Not only physically, but you need like there's a difference between saying, oh, my man's hot, my girl's hot, and then there's that difference between like, I'm gonna fuck my man tonight, or I'm gonna do this to my man or my girl tonight, or whatever. Because after a while, it's like, dude, my guy hasn't touched me in a week. My girl hasn't touched me in months.
What do you think? Like, do you think if you went and, like, say you're a fly on the wall and you went to that girl's home, because this happens sometimes,
and then some people don't speak about it, right?
But, right. Like, so let's say she's like, my man doesn't touch me. Well, like, are there things happening in the home where she, like, is she doing something that's projecting something else? You know what I'm saying? Like, are there moments where it's like, maybe he's trying and the communication's just not syncing
and
up?
I could see that. I
don't know. Like,
so say you say your girl wakes up, and I know a lot of girls don't sleep with bras on, right? Because obviously, if I was a chick, I wouldn't sleep with bras.
I just gotta say though, anytime my wife comes to bed and I've noticed that there's not something on, I'm kind of assuming that's a sign.
Well,
whether it is or not, I kind of assume.
Well, no, so there is that. But say your girl wakes up and she's wearing like a tank top and her like a titties out or whatever.
Well, my wife never wears a tank top to bed.
Well, I'm just throwing it there.
Super hot.
What are
I'm
you
grabbing
doing?
the titty.
What are you doing?
I'm probably putting it in my mouth.
Well, exactly.
I'm probably licking the nipple a little bit.
What are you thinking as a girl?
All right, stop. Time
Wait.
out. Real quick. Anybody that knows me, stop listening now. Come back in 20 minutes.
No. So
Yeah,
say you're a girl,
Yeah.
your titties out, right?
Yeah.
But your man's not reacting to it. Right?
You're laying there like, I'm going to be telling this on accident.
Exactly.
And he does nothing. He's asleep. Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
no,
lady.
and he's not asleep. He knows it.
He's like awake playing a game or something. I'm pissed.
just dumb.
I'm fucking
like,
pissed.
so
I'm like,
stupid. Like
my tits out and you don't even want to suck on it?
because I know for me,
I'd be so pissed.
if my girl's titties, if a nipple's just like kind of a shadow,
Like if there's a
I'm like,
hint, if there's a hint of action, I'm in. I'm like, send me to the front line, brother. I'm gonna fight these terrorists to the end.
no, seriously.
I'm like, let's go nation build, my friends. We're
So,
gonna do this.
There'd be like I remember working a job before and the girl would wake up like that. With her
the whole
tits out.
time out,
She'd
motherfucker.
say her titties would be out.
Hold
but
on.
Her man wouldn't do shit about
Time
it.
out. All right. Okay, now I'm getting you. You worked at a job. You overheard a woman talking.
I've
about-
heard this.
She
is
said
before,
my tits are just hanging out there.
this is before I worked. I want to say, God, this is before charter.
So they
I-
do
I don't
this on
think I would-
purpose. This is a thing that women do.
This is when I worked in the mall in Seattle. So this is
Okay.
before like Blanca, before anybody. This girl would wake up and her like boobs would be out, but her man would never do anything about it.
He's
Right?
not into you, or he's into Mike Johnson.
That's my thinking. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I've seen this girl and I'm like, bruh.
If
she's
your
like-
tits are out, I'm on them.
Well, so it's different if you're like, okay, maybe if you're ugly, whatever. This girl wasn't.
Well, no, if
ugly.
you're with somebody,
well, that.
ideally you're attracted to them. Mm-hmm. You know.
But for me,
And-
I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, wait, what?
Well, at some point,
And I go, hey, you know, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, or you know, I'm not trying to be like. So did I just hear like you get turned down because of this?
dude,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Sigma.
I'm like, what do you
right
mean?
there.
And she's like, well, no, I'd wake up and this. Be
My tits are out. My pussy's all wet.
Well,
You
no,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah.
Shit. You're like,
my ass is hanging out of my pants. I'm like,
Girl.
and what? Nothing happens. She's like, no. I'm like, that's crazy.
your man's
And I would
gay,
just keep my-
or he's not into you.
That's exactly what I'd say. And then
I'd fuck that shit up real quick.
and I was like, well, that's crazy because
And
I'm
she was a
like,
good-looking girl.
she wasn't ugly.
Well, yeah, I mean,
She
like,
was she was attractive.
Normal people, like, I'm a normal person.
She was
I think
she was a
normal
very
person.
attractive girl.
I'm like, I'm normal enough.
I think she was older than I was at the time, obviously. But
Yeah, but
like,
that's fine.
and I would see it. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. Like, she'd purposely like, he'd come home, or she'd be like at home and she'd have her like titties out, right, or something.
Maybe she's trying too hard. Do you think she's just trying? Like,
Well,
he walks
because-
in, she's just making meatloaf with her tits out.
Well, no, but that's the thing because
Squirting milk on
she's
him?
looking for that affection.
so then she ends up fucking somebody else to get that attention.
well, that's probably
right?
what ends up happening, right?
I would imagine at some point,
Because
because humans react.
if you came home, right, from
And my wife
work,
is half naked.
and she's half naked, no kids home.
Yeah.
Let's pretend there's no kids.
Let's talk about your ex-wife. Let's do this.
No,
okay.
no, not even ex-wife. We're just
No, I know.
we're generalizing.
Sorry, I've been drinking more than I usually do. But let's do this.
You come home,
Super hot wife.
your wife is pretty much either titties out, ass out, whatever. You don't have no kids at home.
Okay.
Say we don't even have kids, right?
Pre-kids.
Are you trying to grab?
Pre-kid bodies.
Are you trying to grab and
Dude, let me
touch
tell you.
and-
If
'cause
my
I
wife
know.
is not at home with her titties out, I'm trying to grab. And then she's like, leave me alone. I'm like, God, why do you hate me? We got an argument like 2 nights ago because
Well,
I was like, you're never attracted to me anymore. And she's like, you're like a stupid fat boy. And I'm like, God.
That's a thing, though.
No, we did. We had a little
No, no,
argument.
no. I've had those conversations
Because I don't like to be rejected, but I don't,
does?
you know, like, but I get it.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
have the most, you know, skill,
no. So-
tact.
I've had these conversations with my wife. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're like, I've told her like, I straight up one time was just like, hey, like, you cool if get it somewhere else.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I mean, like, you're always rejecting me. Like, if you don't
want it, that's fine, but let me go.
Yeah, like, if you don't want it, like, I'm still cool with being
Free Willy. You know what I'm saying?
But, I can go look elsewhere if you want. Like, I'm cool
part
with
of the
that.
relationship. I can get somewhere else, I got credit card numbers. I got them.
I got these numbers from 93.
There's like 85 different fucking clothing companies around here. I can get them from somewhere, okay?
But like,
yeah, no.
she was like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm just saying. I go, I don't mean that, but I'm just letting you know, like, I need this. Like, this is something not everyone has. Love languages are different.
Yeah.
Some people are very much action, right? They like to. My love language is I'm going to show you. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to create this for you. Like, I think your love language is you're going to create something, right? You build bookshelves and you build stuff like that.
Sure. Yes, I think
you know
so.
What I'm saying? That's your love language.
Clean the house, mow the lawn.
Like me, it's like I've never known this up until I honestly met Alicia, where it's like mine is, and like I said, I didn't know it's I need something physical.
Well, okay,
and I don't always need, and when I say that, I don't mean that in the sense I need sex. I need touch.
I'm going to delve into
something.
Can I delve into kind of a weird area here?
Go ahead.
All right, guys, this should get wild.
No, this is how
We've never had this kind of conversation before, but I know when I met Blanca, she was, well, this is a tiny ass bottle.
It is a small bottle.
When I met Blanca, she was mean and she was kind of cold in ways.
Okay.
And I know that you're a good guy, right?
Yeah.
And I know that she's a great girl because I'm in love with her. And I'm
course.
still extremely happy with her after 12 years. 12 years being together.
That's crazy.
10 years of marriage, 12 years being together,
Yeah.
right? Like, we just celebrated our first date anniversary. Big deal. That changed my life big time.
Yeah, you guys are great together.
And I love her to
You make
death.
her very happy. And
So I'm not going to say any shit about my wife. I love her to death.
Yeah.
But she can be mean when she wants to be mean.
She's Latina, bro.
And I know. She's a Latina. And I'm a white guy.
My wife's Latina,
And but
she can be mean.
when you think back on that, like, you say that, like, you realize these love languages when you were right, and Blanca shared, like, with me stuff about stuff and whatever.
Me and her were very physical.
Well, that's kind of what she said is
we weren't.
like, you just weren't, but like, that's something in you, right? I don't think that that's changed when you met Alicia necessarily.
No.
That's a need that you had.
I probably had
Do
that.
you feel that, in that marriage, like, do you feel like I don't know. What am I trying to say? Like, do you feel like
I would have had that, would we have lasted?
or I don't know, like, because
Is that what you're wondering?
I'm not trying to be weird here.
It's not weird.
Like,
I
it's
get
just
what
like,
you're saying.
like, I know what I have at times. This is one of the things that pissed me off in my life.
Yeah.
I went to a therapist, right? A lady therapist. Blanca came with me at one point after I met with this gal a few times. And then they both basically ganged up on me.
Of course.
Because Blanca says some mean shit. When she was pregnant, and I get she was pregnant, I get it sucks, I get it's awful. She told me guys, don't listen.
No, girls.
If you know me at all, stop.
No,
right now.
Keep listening.
No, don't listen.
Listen.
And then move on. Because I'm going to air this shit right now.
Lesson.
Because I've had 3 glasses of whiskey. And
it's been the same glass.
It has been the same glass. So I want your take because I'm about to go see another therapist who happens to be another female. And I love women. I'm not saying this anti-women. I'm just saying there's a different perspective.
No.
So, okay. I'm going to get real serious about some of my issues over the last decade. Let's say. She was pregnant. That's a hard thing.
The therapist?
No.
Yeah.
She too. She must have been too because she's a real big. No, I'm just kidding. But so my wife is pregnant. She had a really rough first trimester.
Okay.
And there was a night where we were going to be kind of like, sexual. But have you ever had a time where you got too like worked up, amped up, upset or something and things didn't quite work?
Oh, yeah, plenty.
So I think I'd kind of pushed her for it
Oh, yeah.
And then when time came up, I felt very like rejected and negative.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
You know, whatever.
Been there.
And
Been
I
there.
like, my body shut down. So then she's like, what? You can't fucking, you can't, like, she got really mean and she was like, well, let's go fuck somebody else if you can't take care of me, basically. That was very hurtful.
Of course.
Very hurtful.
I haven't had that.
And I know it came
I've
from
said that.
a brain that was dealing with some very intense things.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I understand that. But, like, in a therapist's office with your wife
Mm-hmm.
and a female therapist, when that comes up, you're automatically the bad guy. And they're like, why can't you talk? Why can't, and I'm like, because how do I explain this? How do I
can't.
say it from my perspective? No, am I the bad guy in this situation?
Not at all.
This is the thing that kills me is like,
Because, like,
the precursor to the whole thing is, well, I was pregnant. Well, like, you can't be upset about anything if she's pregnant. Well, yeah, being completely
No.
rejected as a human being, that's kind of
so this
know.
is my thing. And that, obviously, I've never had a baby, obviously, right?
I haven't either.
Being pregnant is a hormonal
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
right?
And I love my wife, and we have a very good
no, you guys have-
relationship. We have an excellent relationship.
I've known Blanca for.
This is not a reflection on her. It's just me working.
I was
through some
thinking
shit.
about this about a week or so ago that I've known Blanca for
longer than I have.
since she was 17.
Longer than me.
I've known Blanca since she was 17. I'm 44 now,
There you go.
right? She's gonna be 40. Like I've known her that long, right?
20 years, basically.
Like
yeah.
and Tom knows, and Alicia, and I care about her a lot.
By the way, Elena can't hear us, right?
She probably can, but it's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, but I care about her,
Yeah.
and I care about, and you know that. Like,
Yeah, I
don't-
do know.
And it's not like it's not in a like I want to be with.
You
her
don't have to
way.
explain it to me. To you guys out there,
It's
this
not in
seems
that
very
way.
strange. The
Yeah,
reality is, he and I are probably as close as I am to my wife.
No, probably not.
I'd fuck you, bro. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you and your
That's a joke.
You and Blanca are very close. Like
But no, for real.
like
just kidding.
you guys balance each other out, and I love that about
Yes,
about
that's what
it.
I would say
You
about
guys have
me.
a balance. Me and Blanca are very much similar in the sense that way we were. So like when we were together, we weren't very we weren't like a physical. There was never like that physical.
With the heat or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. And that's nothing because of the attraction. It's just we just never had that, right? That was just something. And I've told people this before. That's just not something we've ever had. We
It's
never
very
had.
strange, isn't it? Because
It
there are
is.
people that can be on paper very attractive, but not.
I've always been very. Me and her have always been very friendly.
Yeah.
In a sense, like I've always looked out for her. She's looked out for me, and it's still that way, right?
Yeah.
We-
as it should be.
We've always just looked out for each other, and I just never had that. Just like her, we've never had that physical, like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Because obviously, if that shit was the way it was, we probably wouldn't be where we are,
Sure.
right?
Right.
But being rejected by your person is always like
It's a hard thing.
It
no
is
matter
very-
what the circumstances.
it is a hard thing. Alicia has rejected me multiple times, and we've had lots of conversations around it because for me, like I said, like I need the physical. I need that. I need that reassurance that I'm okay, that I'm enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because I'm a very people pleasing person, and so when I feel like I'm not enough, it's very hard for me to let go of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I need the reassurance. Like when I'm with for me and Alicia, I feel very physically connected to her more than I was with Blanca. And that's not a disrespect to her at
No,
all.
I understand what you mean.
At all. But like we just have like this unspoken connection.
Mark, you better not say shit to Blanca. Okay?
But yeah, Mark, you better keep your mouth
keep your
shut.
fucking mouth shut,
I'll
Mark.
outrun you. But
I won't because you guys have seen, but still.
but like I don't know where I'm going with this. But like
No, I get what you mean.
but like when you need something from your person, there should be you should feel okay to tell them hey, I need this. You know, this is what I need from you.
Yeah.
So when you went to a therapist that was also on her side, like I can see how that's like a like you're feeling team like fuck, like no,
well,
this
and
is not
I
what I
already
meant.
had a problem being able to say what I felt. Like I'm so.
As a man,
look, where I'm at now, like I made a gay joke earlier, and I freaked out thinking people are gonna like, oh, they're gonna attack me. I'm very calculated, unless I've had alcohol, and the way I talk, like I'm very calculated. I think everything out, and I overthink things. Well, if anything, I absolutely overthink things.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like relationship talk, I overthink everything. When I talk to my therapist, I overthink everything.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, like, I pay you, this is what I feel, deal with it, tell me what to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I need to put on a show. I need to be this guy.
You like
know what I mean? Like
who you are.
I'm always presenting this best image of myself, which drives Blanca nuts. She's like, you're not that fucking great. But
and she doesn't mean
and
it
I'm
that
not
way.
that great. I'm not that great. I'm a
You
normal
are.
human being. No,
So-
I'm not, because I do what everybody else does. I fuck things up. I do fuck things up.
Well, what she means in the sense of that you're great is like you're still great,
But I
as a
can't be
person.
judgmental of other people, which is
Like,
not great.
Don't
That's not great.
Don't project something that you aren't. Right? It's not that you're not a great person, because you are. You're a good person.
I want to be a good person.
You're not like this, like piece of shit. Because obviously, if you were like a dirt bag, I don't think you and I would have
be
ever.
friends.
We wouldn't have been friends.
You're a great guy.
I
know you
don't
are.
think I would have been cool with her being with you.
Yeah.
If you were that guy, Chris,
God, I fucking hate Chris.
nah, fuck him.
We were in a store the other day,
Dude,
a
there's
couple
a-
weeks ago,
Bro.
and he was in there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
She had to walk out. Me and Elliot were there with her.
Oh my god.
It was a GameStop.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have went with you, bro.
She was like all upset, and she's like, I gotta walk out. And I'm like, fine.
Did he look
She
stupid
walked.
and ugly?
He's fucking fat.
Of course.
He's your typical, like, used to be.
Is he bald?
Yeah.
He had a hat on.
He used to be, obviously he used to lift weights, but now he's like just the fucking middle-aged fat ass.
He was like kind of.
He's
shitty
just
person
the
then.
fucking fat sack of shit. The guy beat her. The guy's a piece of shit.
What do you mean?
Well, as far as I know, he was abusive.
He hit her?
As
He
far
never
as
told me that.
well, I don't know for sure that he like hit her.
I don't
but
think she told me that because
he
she
was
knew I
not a
would have
nice
fucked
person,
that fucking
and-
piece of shit up.
anybody that puts his hand on a woman like that, I don't know. But
I don't know why that's.
you know what? At the same time, I'm gonna say
That
something
really doesn't sit well. with
something
me,
that
bro.
doesn't sit well with me, but myself. My girlfriend in college that I can't talk about a lot because I love my wife and she doesn't like hearing about this, but I was not very nice to her emotionally, and I didn't mean to be, but I think I've said this before.
So I like with the girl I was with in high school. Me and her were together about 3, 4, well, probably 4 or 5 years. She was a good woman.
Yeah.
She was a good girl. I wasn't always like the greatest boyfriend. Just like you probably weren't the greatest boyfriend, but
Not
you
at
weren't,
all.
You weren't fucking punching her in the fucking
No,
face.
but I could be mean. Not intentionally. I didn't know what I was saying or doing at that time, but I got to say she's one of the most
But
barring my wife, because I love my wife.
I want to know
ended
what
up
this
where
guy
I should
said.
be.
Oh my god!
But my girlfriend in college, like if I were married to my girlfriend in college and I heard about me, I'd want to punch my face in. Because there was one time we were in a park and she told me, you told me this thing this one time, and it really hurt my feelings. And I listened to her say
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, shut your fucking mouth. No, but she said it back to me, and I can remember the moment I said it. I can remember it today.
That's great.
And if she ever listens to this, I
We
still hear it. And she's a beautiful person.
Well, of course.
We didn't end up together. We probably weren't meant to be together in the end
No.
because we've ended up in our own places. But I wish things could have ended differently because we didn't get a chance to really close it out.
Well,
I had this long period of time of hating myself and not
yeah.
having things going right in my life. And I met Blanca, and things went really well. And I don't know if it, being out there in the universe, whatever, but she reached back out to me at that point, And I reached back, and Blanca got really upset.
Of course.
And I'm like,
as she should have.
And at that point, Blanca was pregnant. Like, I got her pregnant. I'm like, so.
Got ya!
But I felt really bad because I'm like, I do kind of owe her.
Well, you know
what I mean?
You feel like you owe her an apology for how you were.
Yeah,
at that time.
I feel like
I get that.
I am not.
So
Yeah,
so
I'm not made up to her in that way.
Well,
like,
so my ex-girlfriend from high school, she was a like, and to this day, I'll never I never have anything bad to say about her. She was always really cool, right? The reason I graduated high school was because of her. She was a really big part of my life in that time of my life. She was a really big help for me in the time that I needed it, right?
Yeah.
At those times, I didn't realize that's what I needed. It wasn't until obviously later on in life that I, matured and realized that's kind of, I need something like that. So later on in my life, obviously, there was a time I reached out to her and I just kind of apologized for the kind of piece of shit I was. Mm-hmm. Did it help? I don't know. It helped me because in the fact that I was able to get that off my chest.
Yeah.
For her, like the way I was when we broke up, like it was a dick move on my end. It was a piece of shit move, right? Mm-hmm. I made up lies. I did some stupid shit to make it easy to break up because breaking up is not easy.
No, it's not.
And so, like, at those times in my life, like, I just lied and like, whatever. And so, when I did apologize, I just kind of threw it out there, like, hey, I'm sorry. I know I was like kind of like a piece of garbage. Obviously, she was still very upset, which she had every right to be, and probably was. I don't know if she is to this day, obviously, because it's been years. But like at that time, she was, and so I couldn't be like, well, no, come on. I took it for what it was.
Yeah.
And I just like, okay, you know what? I got this off my chest, and I'm gonna throw it out there. But I think Blanca never told me about that guy because
yeah,
I would have.
Yeah, I really want to kill him. I would not. I would not. Let me say I would not. But he's really a piece of shit. Maybe he's different now because the girl he was with, let me say, kind of a dog. She was not a very pretty woman.
But so if I would have found out, because I remember, like I said, I've been playing softball for years.
Yeah.
And he was on one of the teams, and I was like, hey, that's that motherfucker. That's my ex-wife's like this. And I remember one of my buddies was like, let's get him out. Like some stupid, not.
No, I know what you mean.
But if I would have found out that motherfucker like had hurt her physically,
I know he's not a nice guy. I know he's not a good guy.
I would have, and I knew because Louis had me do a background search on him that he had domestic violence on his record.
Yeah, because he's a piece of shit.
And I just remember when he went to jail because something happened between him and Blanca. I remember she was like, hey, we're going to get him out of jail. I'm like, no, we're good. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no.
You know what's so funny is when I was younger, that used to really piss me off that she would stand up for him. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, when you're young, you do these things.
Why does it bug me to find out that like he wasn't nice to her in the sense like you just the physical thing? I didn't know that like until literally right now.
I've really wanted to kick the shit out of him for years. Yeah,
like. Oh, that kind of really...
what I told Blanca...
Bro, like, I'm not going to lie, that, like, really irks me.
And I'm not going to lie. I got really kind of upset with Blanca the day that we ran into him in the store.
I would have fucking laid that fool out.
Because we're there with Elliot, and I'm helping him pick out a game that he really wanted, and it didn't work out. And we're standing at this counter, and she kind of...
Did you know it was him?
Yeah, because she panicked and told me.
Well, before that, did you know?
Then, no.
Okay.
So I'm in there with him, and she's there, and then she's like, I gotta go. I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? And she's like, he's here. And I know right away.
I know you already.
So she walks out, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm here for you, but me personally too. When I first heard about this guy, she tells me in this way, because I'm a tall, lanky guy with a fat belly. That's my body. That's who I am.
What do you
What
mean?
she told
Why are you
me
gonna add the fat belly, bro?
because it's true.
But like,
But I'm gonna tell
no,
you,
you don't gotta add it.
I always see myself. If you've ever watched the Chris Brander
He's so
movie,
stupid.
you know Chris Brander. I'm not fucking stupid.
It's so fun.
If you've ever listened to the movie, look, I see myself.
with a fat belly,
I see myself as a loser.
like
I always
you're not.
will. I don't think I
wanna
am as an
headbutt
adult.
you.
I don't think I am as an
Don't.
adult. I think
You're
when
a
I
good
look,
guy.
when I step back from myself and I see myself
Yeah,
for
I
who I
get
am
it.
today,
I do get
I
it.
feel very different. But the core me,
Yeah.
when I don't process things and make myself think about it, I think of myself as this loser, scrawny kid.
I'm the same way.
Okay?
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm in this moment.
But you're not. I just want you to know that.
and
But go ahead.
Blanca told me that her mom said the muscles aren't going to last forever when she hated this guy.
Your mom.
So I know.
Louis hated that
So
fool.
I know though that my wife is very physically attracted to this guy, right?
She was, yes.
And I know that
I knew it.
that he is more maybe traditionally attractive than I am, right? So instantly I'm going into this. Well,
He was just bald.
look, I don't
bro.
fucking know. To me, he's a fucking piece of shit.
No,
But-
I never
but
thought he was attractive.
this
I'm
is
going to
like-
be honest with you.
I don't know what he looked like.
And
I
I'm-
honestly don't. All I know
I think
is
I'm semi-gay or something because I didn't ever find this guy attractive.
I know that I am a lanky guy. That's what I am. Is a lanky guy. I am not a built guy. I've got some muscle now. I'm going to put it in the screen. Look at that.
I feel like you're actually stronger than you realize.
Thank you for. Well, I'm strong. I have strength.
No,
I
no,
can
no.
pick anything up.
No, I think you're stronger than you think.
I know I'm strong,
Yeah, you are.
but I am not. I don't have big arms. I don't have.
I don't either, but
Yeah, you kill it, dude. Every time you go to the gym, I'm like, fuck
Jim's
you, bro.
different, bro.
Fuck you, bro.
Jim's different.
This guy, you should watch this guy fucking run. He's like a fucking leopard
Running's
out there.
different.
He's like a fucking leopard out there. And then he's lifting 60-pound weights. I'm like,
50,
fuck you.
50,
Fuck you, bro.
50.
No, this guy's a fucking animal.
They're
out
50,
there.
but go
and
ahead.
I'm like, fuck
Go
this shit.
ahead, talk about
No,
me.
but this guy's fucking sexy as hell. You gotta look at his ass, girls. Look at his ass. He's so sexy.
So
But
perky.
no, this guy, I feel like I'm inferior to him in some physical
never.
way. No, do I really think honestly I could kick his ass? Pretty much.
I would
My
destroy-
range and my basic size,
You would destroy him.
I kind of feel like I could take him out.
You would
But
destroy him. 100%.
I I don't really want to do that, but when I'm
I
there with
would
my
love
son,
for you to do that.
I'm there with my son, and I almost got kind of pissed at her, and I shouldn't have.
It's not her fault.
Because I look at it as abuse mentality, but
Well, it's not
she
her
wanted to
fault
run
either.
away.
Yeah.
When I'm there trying to help him find a game, she bails. I'm like, all right, I
Screw
get
that
it.
game.
But now
This
I know.
game-
Now I know who he is, and I'm standing there looking at this fat piece of shit. Standing next to
Was
this
he
like
so fat?
She's kind of an ugly kind of fat girl too. I'm like, your life's gone downhill. Fucking
Good.
hell. And I'm
I'd have been
standing
so
there with
happy,
my
like,
son. I'm like, so I fucked your ex girl, and like this is our kid, and we have a beautiful life together.
You do.
And I'm standing
You
there
really
though, but
do.
I'm standing there and I'm thinking like I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't be raging inside. And for my boy, I played it
Hey,
off cool.
But you know what?
we
how
walk
he
out
made
and
her
she's
feel.
trying to back out and leave us basically to move the car. And I look at her and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like,
I get it.
Just wait. We are getting in the car. We're leaving. Just wait. That's what I got to go to a therapist for. I got to work on this shit because there is something in me that is just not nice.
No,
that needs to be nicer.
You're a protector.
Well, but I'm not though because I'm protecting
You are.
myself.
You're
because
not, though.
yeah, because
Because at the end of the day, like, you seen someone who was not nice to her. You seen someone who wasn't good to her.
yeah,
Like, at the time, so her and I like where Louis lives now.
yeah,
We lived there, right? This is
Yeah.
before the house was all like super fixed up or whatever. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was. I don't remember. Either way, I remember she would see this guy, and something happened where like whatever, something happened between them, and then I get a phone call, and I'm like, she wants to, help him out, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool, And Louis at the time,
and this is this fucking Chris guy.
yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm
God,
like,
what a
nah,
piece of
fuck this
shit.
guy. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, like, blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, no. She's like, but this and at the time, Blanca, I don't know if she had been drinking or what, but like, I was just like very determined. Like, no, this isn't happening. Like,
Yeah.
For me, I'm a very nice person. At that time, if I would have known this guy felt nice, I'd probably been like, oh, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Let's bail him out of hell.
Yeah. No.
But I was like,
that.
no, fuck this piece of shit. I never liked him because I remember I went to go pick Elena up and she was like, well, so-and-so's here. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, he's here and blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here for my daughter. Like, I don't give a fuck this piece of shit's here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here for my daughter. And
Send him out. If he's such a big tough guy, come out.
I'm not a big guy.
You are though. You got a cop body. When I first met you, I'm like, that fucker could be a fucking cop.
I'm 5'7", 5'8", right?
Yeah. I'm 6'4".
I'm not a tall
You know what
guy.
you hear when you think 6'4"? Oh my God. Then you look at me and you go, this guy's kind of fat.
Most of the people just heard me saying I'm 5'7", 5'8", or like, oh, what a puss. But if I would have found out this fucking guy was like rude or abusive towards
I know at one point it was.
towards Blanca and you weren't in their life,
I wasn't there yet.
she probably didn't tell me shit because I don't know, I would have been probably kind of crazy about some shit because like I'm very I was very protective because I'm like I don't give a fuck. If this guy wants to fight me, like, let's fight. Like, I'll fucking choke this motherfucker out. Like, because I don't give a fuck. No, we don't even need to cut that out.
You're right.
I don't give a fuck. I will fuck this fool up because I don't care. Like, you're going to fuck with my family and then you're going to be acting like you're hard. Like, fuck you, dude. Like there's parts of me that just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if things are going to happen, things are going to happen. I might be small. I might be this little guy that blah, blah, blah. People have always thought small guys are like, I don't know, pussies.
Dude, this is so funny because like I'm
a small guy. I've always been small, but I don't, when I played sports, anything, I've always played like I'm bigger than I am. And
yeah, but like, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
When you think of me, my size, my height, what do you think?
You're just Tom.
Okay, that's fine. But I mean, like,
what do you mean? Am I
because
scared of you?
No,
scared. That sounds so stuff. Am I scared of you?
You fucking scared.
Oh, I'm not scared of you, boy.
I just mean like, I got this feeling in our culture that the idea of like height means so much.
No, I don't.
And there's not a really understanding that like just being tall doesn't make you feel like you're big.
No,
you know.
So
like,
when I get
because
what you're saying.
I'm not. I was a very scrawny kid.
I was scrawny. I graduated at 125 pounds.
I graduated.
I'm 100.
Okay, I got to 210, but I wanted to be Tony Soprano, so I put on.
I graduated at a 125. Now I'm about 170. You know, yeah, my first year after graduating, I was about maybe 160, 155. But
yeah,
but I've never been. I don't know. I'm just not afraid because height to me is there's nothing about it that's like scary.
yeah.
It's more like if you're like, to me, for scary or like oh, okay, I might be a little bit like, ooh, is if someone's like big.
See,
yeah, you know what I mean? They got these big arms, and I'm like, oh,
that's not getting that. Because like,
But
I have never been.
So
that.
I remember that Chris guy. This is before I was like homies with you, right? I was playing softball. I've played softball for about the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But Chris was playing on a team that was against me and my buddy Nick. I think it was Nick. I don't know. Anyway, I caught him out, but I was just like, oh man, I wanted to fuck this guy up. I hated this.
Did he play like a douche?
Oh yeah, he was like, he could hit good. Don't get me wrong, but like I caught him. I was like, man,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
You trying to catch on me?
He truly was.
I'm so fast. I'm the fastest motherfucker in the Tri-Cities. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's good. This motherfucker is fast.
But I caught it, and I was just like, fuck you. And then I felt really good about it. And then, like, I think it was Nick. I want to say Nick. He was ready. That's what I love about Nick. Nick was ready to throw
Nick's
down.
a good guy.
Bro. I want to say it was Nick, but we were ready to, like, let's go.
Yeah.
You want to get this guy? Let's fuck him up. Nick wanted to fight too.
Bro, I've told Blanca before, like, I want to fucking kill this guy. I won't, because I'm a decent
honestly,
person, and I want to murder somebody, but if anybody deserves it, a guy like this fucking deserves it.
If I was at the time to fight Chris, that guy Chris,
yeah,
I'd have probably fucking hurt him.
He was fat already?
He wasn't fat, but I was a lot stronger than I am now.
Bald and
because shit. I was like, you gotta realize I went from a fence company where I'm lifting a lot to obviously I started working on computers, which you're not lifting shit, but that's not the point.
You're mentally lifting.
But I was still a very strong person.
Yeah.
And then I was also very stubborn, and so if someone's gonna hit me, like that's just gonna piss me off more.
Yeah.
Or if someone's gonna hurt someone I care about. Like, if I would have known that he had done that to her, or like, I don't know, man, I would have been no. When she told me about him being there and like, oh well, like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's my daughter. Like,
yeah,
fuck him. I don't give a fuck if he's at the house.
Good
like,
for you.
Like,
yeah,
because
like, all right,
like I'm here for Elena.
Because here's the deal. When I dated Blanca, and I was like, I was in love with her, and she's like, oh, Jesse's coming over. I got nervous. I'm like, whoa.
I'm so crazy.
Whoa, I'm like, fucking Jesse?
He's so big.
Jesse's coming? I've heard about this motherfucker.
And I come out 6'9".
Yeah, he comes in, he's like...
Because I'm standing on a fucking 4-foot box.
He made one of his eyes go cross just to scare me. He goes, I'm taking a shit, bro. I'm taking a shit on your floor, motherfucker.
Holmes, I shit in his car.
He had a mustache. I shit you not. Like Hulk Hogan.
Hey, brother.
And he tore his shirt in half right in front of me. It was insane.
That'd be crazy. Yeah.
No, Jesse was the coolest guy. Hey, I was so nervous because I'm like, dude, I've never dealt with this before. Like, I loved Elena. Like, I was like,
of course.
I was in it with Blanca. I was in it with Elena. Like, right. Like, I'm this guy. Graduate college. I dated this girl for 4 years. I'm assuming that we're going to start a life, right?
Yeah.
We don't. And that's okay. I move on. I'm like basically a loser for a few years. And I figure shit out. And I go back to school. I become a teacher. I'm almost to the point of getting my degree. I'm like literally like at this point, I'm just ready to give up on relationships altogether and just start a career. And I know we're like super deep. In it.
Like, damn,
you guys are dealing with us.
2 hours in.
This is what happens when we drink. It's fine. But I feel good about this episode. I got to tell you, I feel really good about this episode.
Keep going.
So where was I? I was talking about
you were coming from college and shit, and you're.
Well, I meet Blanca, and then like I start like, okay, this is really cool. Like I really like this girl.
You were afraid of me?
My aunt already knew her. And so I'm like, well, that's crazy. Like,
cool.
This is happenstance. Like, I meet this girl that I've known for like 10 years, but not known, but like knew about, her, right? Yeah. Through my aunt. And I'm like, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. What are the odds?
Yeah.
And I meet Elena. I'm like, this is a really cool kid. And I want kids. I'm like, that's cool. So she starts coming with us to things. And then one day we're just hanging out at the house. She's like, oh, Jesse's coming to pick up Elena. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Who's this?
Because I've never dealt with this before. You know what I mean? I'm like nervous. I'm just this guy shacking up at your house.
I remember I pushed him.
He did. He shoved me against the wall.
Who the
like,
fuck are you,
you're
motherfucker?
A fucking bitch. You know that, right? I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Fuck.
I'm looking up for my stool that I'm standing on.
He was so fucking nice.
Hey!
You were so cool. You walked in. You could have been a cop, which I really respect.
I don't know why people think I'm a cop.
You could have
been.
Crazy. You could have fucking been, bro. You walked in and like, that guy could be a fucking cop. That was the first thought in my mind. I'm not kidding.
Someone from the gym thought I was a cop.
No,
they asked Alicia.
You said it. You walked in and I go, that guy could be a fucking cop. And I really respected cops because I'm a white guy. Yeah. And I'm like,
I'm a white guy. I love
this
cops.
guy could so be a cop right now. And you were so cool. Like, you were nice.
We were able to say like hi. I think we like shook hands and like it was not a big thing because we ended up being very similar people. I think.
Yeah.
We both just had a basic respect for each other, and
yeah, for sure.
I love you, bro. Like that's the basis of this whole thing. That's like full circle where we come back.
Well, that's
what this is all about.
So like I just remember like. So I remember me and Blanca when we kind of like split, right? We still kind of lived together. There was a girl I was seeing. She was kind of seeing at the time, I think Chris or someone else. I can't recall.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit though.
But like I just remember there was that and I think there was a part of me that was still jealous. But I played the part like I wasn't.
Yeah.
But I
but it's your life being ripped away from you.
It was, right? But I was trying to make her happy at that time, right? So
why? Oh my God, you're such a nice guy.
So I wanted her to guy
because I would be awful if she did that to me now. I'd be like, fuck your life. I hate everything about this. Well, I would not be good at all.
At the time, like when the whole everything between us became. Like when it got brought up, like she wanted to split up, and like when things just were going south, like for me, I was just like, well, I just want her to be happy, right? Like I just want things to be okay. I can be okay with me being miserable, or I can be okay with me being unhappy. My life has always been kind of...
You're so amazingly selfless.
Well, no.
No, you really are,
in my head, I've always been just like...
I am so fucking selfish. I am.
No,
she's made me realize how selfish I am. I am selfish.
But that's good.
But she needs that.
But no. So that's good because, like, for me, I'm very... I just... Like, at those times in my life, I just... it's... You know what? My life's whatever it is, right? Like I don't care. Like,
do you still feel that way?
Probably. Like I still feel like like I can care less about who I.
You're one of the most amazing people I've ever met.
Like I can care less about my life as long as people in my life are happy. I'm happy, right?
No.
If it causes me unhappiness, I'm okay with that, right? But as long as people in my life are smiling and they're happy, like I feel good. But if if it has to take away from my happiness, it has to take away from my happiness. But at the end of the day, if my people are happy, like I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with that. It is what it is, right?
I am so trying to understand this. You are one of the most amazing people I've ever met. I am such a dick.
You're not though.
No, I am because like ultimately, my happiness matters.
Well, your happiness matters.
Yeah, but I don't get... I'm saying, I am such a shit husband.
No, you're a good
And I always
husband.
joke with Blanca. She'll tell me something that you do, and I'm like, man, you really fucking missed the boat on that one. I do all the time,
don't do
man.
That. Please don't ever do that.
Because I don't mean that, like, bad.
I know, but I don't want you to, like...
No.
There's no comparison because in a sense...
I am who I am, and I don't apologize for who I am.
Like, there's... Like, me and... Like I said, me and Blanca didn't work out because of... We're very similar in how we are. Right? We are very, very much similar in the sense that we're very meh people. Like, we don't have, like, this... Like, we're very... When I tell people about this thing that we are... As a... Not just as a ex... whatever, but just in the dynamics we have as a family.
The four of us?
Just the four of us, just everything. I just like, me and my ex are very similar in the sense that we're here to make our kids happy. We're here to whatever. Like, I'm not trying to like be better than someone else, right? I don't even know where I'm going.
Then why do you fucking run so fast, bro?
Well, in that sense, I'm trying to be better.
I know, every day. I can't keep up with you.
Like, I just want to be better.
My leg fucking hurt today. I was so sad, and like, this motherfucker ran. They're like, take a break. No, he just ran 0.4, and he's just like, fuck. I hear your feet. Like, fuck you, bro. Fuck you. My leg fucking hurt. I couldn't fight through it. I couldn't fight through it. Fuck you, bro. And then he's like, he's back on literally one moment, you were back on the treads, and I'm still on the tread. I never even made it to the fucking rower.
I know.
And he's back on there. I'm like, God damn it, dude. Fucking chill out, bro. You're not a cop, okay? No, I'm just kidding.
But like,
I am kidding.
I know you.
No,
are.
I'm so happy
But
for
like,
you.
I know
It's a
what he
good
means.
thing.
But he would think I'm a cop. But like,
I'm joking.
but like, I don't know.
No, this guy though.
I just always wanted. I just
kill it.
There's a happiness I always wanted with the people in my life that I cared about. Blanca was a person, and she still is a person in my life that I really care about.
Yeah.
And I want her to be happy. And just like Alicia, I want her to be happy. Like, if there's things in my life that I got to sacrifice for those happinesses, I'm okay with that.
That's why you're better than me.
Like, I'm okay with that
That's why you're better
because
than me. Yeah.
at
And
the
I
end of
wish
the
I
day,
were
I'm,
like that.
I'm still happy.
You're such a good old school guy.
But
you know?
if there's things that like don't work out because they just, whatever, for whatever reason, I can't do this or that, like, it is what it is. It sucks. There's been times, Alicia's seen it, where I'm just like, ugh. I wanted to go see a comedian, right? We didn't end up going seeing because we ended up going to like Portland or
That's fucking lame.
like. And there's those times where that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not a pussy in the sense that I'm like, well, okay. I do say my things, right? But in the grand scheme of things, my happiness comes from the joy that I see the people I love like get.
You're so good.
So if I have to sacrifice random, really stupid, minute things to see that makes them happy, like for me, I'm like, I'm okay with that.
You're just
like,
such a good guy.
You know what I mean?
But you can identify the minute things.
But it's
Blanca's really woken me up. She's
Well,
like,
no,
you are so selfish.
it's-
I'm like, I am. I am selfish.
But it's taken me years to realize that, though.
But I wish I could go back and tell my ex-girlfriend. And then and that's the thing that scares me.
That's the thing, though.
Not at
You
the
can't
expense of Blanca, but just to tell her, like, as young people that we were, I was so fucking selfish. I'm sorry for being so fucking selfish.
But those are the things you learn when you get older, right?
It is.
You can't reflect on the things that you can't control, right?
But my dad always taught me, leave the world better than you found it.
Yeah, well,
and I take that to heart, and I mean that.
You can't control. Like
And
I said,
I can say I think I've done that with everything, but like the two former girlfriends that I had.
well, no, I
You
don't. So this is the thing. Like I don't know how you were with your ex, right? Before Blanca.
Well, not as nice as it should have been. I wasn't mean all the time.
This is what I'm getting at. I don't know how you were with her, right? The girl you were with, we'll just say her name was Ling Ling or whatever, right? I felt like she was Asian.
little racist. She was Asian.
She was Asian.
Her name was Ton. We were Ton and Tom.
Bro.
How cool
I
is
don't even want to go in there. Anyway.
But yeah.
Ting Tong and Tom, like, I didn't even, like, you were a different person then, right? You were younger, you were dumb.
I was stupid as shit. But
like, as you got older, just like me and Blanca weren't always, when people see, like, why did you guys break up? Like we were different people.
there
then.
are reasons.
There's not, like, I will always have, and I've told Lacey this, I've told you this, like, there's a part of me that's always gonna love Blanca. Like, I don't love her in the sense that, like, I'm in love.
It's like
with
a romantic love, but it's a caring. It's a wanting them to be good.
Like, I care about her. I want her well-being to be. And I told Tom this later on, like, after, like, I got to know him, that, like, I'm glad that he was part of her life, that he was good to not only her but to Elena. Like, as I got older, like, those are those things, like I just seen those and I'm like, okay, this is what matters. Is my daughter happy? She's very happy. Is my ex happy? She's very happy. Like, those things made me happy. Like, maybe at those times in my life I didn't make Blanca happy in the sense that, in a traditional sense in a relationship. Obviously, I know I've always made my daughter happy because that's my daughter. And that was my goal. And
kids always are going to be happy with the parents. What they want.
But one of the things and Tom knows this, that I straight up told him is, like, thank you for being in their lives and making them happy.
You did. I remember that moment. Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you're a part of their lives, because, like,
that was a big deal.
That was at a baseball game.
Yeah, it was. Because I was just like,
yeah.
It was either baseball or it was like
whatever she was in at that age.
Yeah, it was like T-ball or it was like
we were
like
at
a pizza
that
party
park,
T-ball.
Right? That Groves. No, it wasn't Leslie Groves. It was that one park down there.
Well, it was because it was a pizza party for after the baseball, and I just told Tom this is one of the first times I had
we
conversation
went
with
off to the
him.
side. And
I just say, hey man, I just wanted to tell you thank you for being a part of their lives. Like I see that you make them happy, and I really appreciate it about you, and I just like continue to make them happy. And
at that moment, I never guessed who would have been like super grateful.
And then so like I've seen throughout the years, obviously this dude makes them fucking just. Like Blanca laughs.
I light up their life.
You do, bro. Like he makes them so happy.
I piss her off too, but
bro, come on. Like
I know
like Alicia, like her and her ex. I know she loves him, and I know she cares about him, but I also know that there's a part of me that, there's a part of me, but that she like. Obviously,
part of me she loves too.
She loves me. It's my dick, but
bro.
My big fat 3-inch penis, she loves it.
You know how lovable you are.
I think I'm lovable.
You are more lovable than I am. I can tell you that.
I think we're both lovable.
I think people are drawn to you more than me.
No, I don't think that.
I'm gonna make it fucking weird for you, bro.
No, I don't think
no.
that. I think we're just awesome.
You
guys,
have a very lovely personality. You do.
I think we're just both.
I think I'm great when I'm drunk. I'm gonna be honest.
I think we're both.
I think I'm a little boring when I'm sober.
I am very.
And that's
boring.
that's not a good thing to say.
So JJ was very
meh
at baseball today.
Yeah.
And Alicia goes,
Yeah.
he gets that from you because he was like,
Yeah,
they're throwing the ball. He's like,
sure.
I'm like, she goes, he gets that from me. I'm like, he don't get that from me. I'm very competitive. Definitely don't get that
That's
from me.
true. That's
I was
true.
like, because I want to compete. I want to, and I'm not I'm competitive, but I'm not competitive in the sense that I'm like, ooh, you suck. Oh, I just ran faster than you. I see what you ran, but I'm like, I'm gonna run faster.
See, I'm competitive like Trump. I'm like, I lost, and I just go like,
I think you're a fucking cheater. I think that really I was faster than you. If you look at it, I think really clearly it was. You look at the photos. What camera were you using? I think it was a lying film.
I think you were using the Doge camera.
I think it was Fuji, which frankly is not American film, and I don't think we can trust it.
that's why every time he beats me when he runs super fast. And I go,
frankly, you started before me. You got there at the end because I started late, and when he's leaving the rower, and I'm walking over to him, I'm like, my leg got really hurt yesterday, and it's not fair to compare me to that. Really, you're such a liar.
But I'm not competitive in the sense where I'm like, I don't like to point it out.
I'm just joking.
I just see people, and I'm like, okay, I want to be.
No, I'm actually very proud of you.
I just want to be over here.
But I am very proud of you. Like, you are one of the only people at the gym that I think is like at that level. You know?
What do you mean?
Truly, like, how fast is your mile run? Let's say your mile run.
My fastest so far at the gym has been 5:30.
5 minutes 30 seconds.
5:30 minutes 34 seconds.
Fuck you. Mine has been about double that.
5:34.
How fast is your row been?
I
don't even know how they.
What do you mean?
I don't even know. However they do the row. What's your best row?
So the 2,000 meter row just recently I did it 6 minutes for 50,
and then this
54
morning,
seconds.
He walks up at like 60. So like, do light weights. He's like 60 pounds. He's like,
no.
It's fucking heavy.
No,
bro. It's so hard.
It was at 50 pounds.
He's got 70 pounds, and he's on the Bosa ball, which I fucking hate.
I
the
hate
Bosa
that
ball.
thing.
And they're like, do light weights.
Nope.
Unless you can handle it. Jesse comes up with 70s. Bro,
not even. He's lying.
Crazy.
He's lying.
This is so insane. No. I can't believe this. And they're like, Jesse,
I stole Lisa's 50-pound weight.
You need to do more weight. You need to do more weight. This is not enough for you.
I won't lie though. The other day, I'm like,
feel good, right?
It does.
It's good. It's good.
But like, so the Bosu ball, he's full of shit.
The Bosa balls.
It's so hard. I didn't even do the Bosu ball,
dude. I can't even do this. She's like, step on the side if it's too hard. Do lighter weights.
Bitch,
I stepped on the side and I did no weights. My leg hurts so bad. My right leg hurts.
The second or third time, I wasn't doing the Bosu ball.
You did good.
I was like, fuck this ball. But
Dude,
like,
at the end of it, she's like, just roll over and do this.
can you read?
I'm like, I'm fucking done.
When she told that guy she could.
Oh yeah, she's like, you can't read. I'm like, bitch, we don't know you. We don't know who you are. Your name could be fucking Karen for all we know.
You
we don't know who you are. You came to Richmond from like
tripping.
You were like from like Los Angeles, and you came back, and you thought that you were just gonna be Mark.
Let me put this out there.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a lot of different coaches. I've gone to like
Salem.
One Oregon. I gone to a couple for Oregon. I've gone to obviously around here. To me, Mark's one of the best.
Kennewick is the coolest place ever.
Like, he's so cool, right?
Yeah.
The girl today,
She's good. She's good.
she was good.
She will be great.
No, so Alicia goes, I felt like she was a fucking drill sergeant.
I just think it's.
But like, no, so
She'll be fine once we get to know her.
so there was a girl that was there this morning that was talking to me. Her name's Hortensia.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Well, no, Alicia's like, oh, this girl was talking to me. I was like, no.
That's what I'm joking.
I go, she's usually in the night classes with me. Her and her, she has like a crew of like 3 or 4 of her. No, it's like, there's about 3 of, it's her and then like 2 or 3 other of her homies. But she was like, we haven't gone because Adrian hasn't been there. And the other reason is,
Isn't that weird? Coaches, right?
Well, Adrian's a good coach.
It's a big deal, though. His personality.
Well, yeah. Jenny, they're like, well, we just need the motivation. She goes, we just want the motivation. She like was trying to be quiet about it. I'm like, oh, I get it. And then I'm like, yeah, because
big dick energy. That's what
Jenny can. Like, there's been times when Jenny started that she didn't have that like energy, right? She didn't have that big dick energy, and so she goes, well, this girl, she has energy. Well, today she comes out and she's like, hello, class.
Well, she talks. She doesn't turn on the mic right away. Like,
she was
Adrian
very
will come behind you. This is Adrian.
yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? That's Adrian.
Well, no, like, so this girl, she like.
She doesn't turn on her mic.
Well, no, she didn't do that, but Jenny does.
Yeah.
Jenny will come back. Hey, everyone, it's Jenny, blah, blah, blah.
My name's Vanessa. And I'm going to
She goes, my name's blah, 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 blah. And I was just
We're going to go in there. We're going to kick some ass.
She was very quiet, and I was like,
fuck this.
I was like, not that she was a bad coach. She was a really good coach.
I'm going home.
I haven't had a bad coach.
I haven't either. She kicked ass until she was like...
She did.
You don't know how to read.
But
what did I tell you to start? You don't know how to read. And she goes, I can't read. I don't do anything if I don't know what it is on the. She backtracked.
But I guess
Never backtrack.
But she knows that guy, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta piss again.
I know. We can end this. Actually, we probably should end this.
We should end this. We've gone too long.
It's 2 hours.
My bladder cannot take 2 hours.
I don't even have more liquor.
I'm sorry.
We drank that whole bottle.
Well, it's a small bottle. Thank you guys for listening.
You guys have a great weekend.
We're going to have to kind of abruptly end because my bladder's about to explode.
I got to pee too, though, bro.
But, it's been an amazing time. Sometimes drinking a little bit, I think it loosens up the gears a little bit.
If you guys last through the podcast, thank you.
Thank you very much. If you didn't listen to it in 2 parts, and please. We love you all.
Because it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
Have a great night. We haven't done this in a long time, friends.
It's been so long.
Have a good night.
The longest. The Germans love us.
The Germans love us.
The Jews love us extra.
The Jews not as much. All right, good. No, I hope the Jews do. I'm more on the side of the Jews.
What's that song I was telling you about the Jews? It sounded like the Jews.
Oh yeah, blame it on the Jews, baby, Jews. No, that's bad. That's bad. I love Jews. They're good people.
I love Jews too.
But I'm gonna pee my pants, friends.
All right, bro.
It's time to go. Night, night. Goodbye.
Go pee, Tom.
All right. Thank you very much, brother.
Well, everybody, you guys have a good night. There.